Oh, it's live, pal. Hi. Chillmonger here.
Bust down, Pantheonas. What's going on?
Darius is just busy watching Peacemaker. He's got to catch up. He said this is the week. And here we are. You know what we
You
can
dead
get into?
ass? That's a real thing?
No.
No.
I
Okay, I was about to say.
Does that sound believable? Iconics in
these
the building. Good evening. How about Lawrence? He says, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. We get along with each other. Let's get into the comic book world. The Black Panther has a comic book. Intergalactic is the name of this limited series.
Ooh.
All right. It's going to come after Jonathan Hickman's Imperial, issue number 4. It launches in December. The writer is, have you heard this name before? Victor Laval. You heard that name
I have
before?
heard Victor Laval. Victor
Where have you
Laval
heard that
did
name before?
the Sabretooth series back when House of X was still going and doing thing. I liked it. Interesting storyteller. He has a certain POV. He's not afraid to use non-white characters. I'm down for it.
He has the criteria. He also was co-writing this thing with Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, it was on Imperial. Okay, nice.
Yeah, but I feel like they just threw Hickman's name on it. Like, hey, buy the comic book.
That was actually his book.
They did the same with the She-Hulk book also, where it says Jonathan Hickman's name and some other writer. And there's just a crazy different quality of writing that I've noticed was missing. But Victor Laval did his thing. So he will get to do a 4-issue limited series. Now, interestingly, after after Imperial, after the 4 issues, and we're expecting the 4th issue to come out next week, I think. No, it'll be longer than that. Anyways, who cares? She-Hulk is getting an ongoing series after that. Nova, I believe, also is getting an ongoing series coming out from after this event. T'Challa, the Black Panther, as you can read, a 4-issue limited series by Victor Laval and Stefano Nessi. Okay, expand on that.
And so an ongoing, what Nova are we talking about? Is Sam or is this Richard Rider? Oh, I mean, even if it's Richard Rider. So Richard Rider's getting an ongoing, and then She-Hulk's getting an ongoing. T'Challa's getting a 4-issue miniseries. Tell me again why there's not an edict to not use this character. Tell me again why there's not. Well, you know what? I'll take that back. Because they have, if I'm being fair, they have written a lot of T'Challa stories here over the last couple of years. It just hasn't been in an ongoing.
Ultimate T'Challa hasn't stopped for 20 issues.
You also had the Blood Hunt thing that was going on last summer. Again, just not a ongoing series. They stopped the Eve Ewing's thing back, what was that, 2 years ago going on now? And then no one ever picked up the baton. And you're thinking, oh, well, they got him coming up in Blood Hunt. Oh, they got him coming up in this. They got him coming up in that. And it's like, okay, but when is the book going to restart? You know what I mean? And this is kind of the reason why you're looking sub 500 issues on Black Panther as it is, because they use him more as an event prop than an ongoing character, which is crazy when you're willing to write an ongoing book for Richard Rider. If you're willing to give that character an ongoing book, what are we doing?
So I also kind of feel that, and then I think of something. I hear Blue's voice in my ear, and Blue says, chill, sometimes not everything is ongoing. Sometimes everything's a limited series. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe the Intergalactic story, which they just advertised here on this page, is only gonna need 4 issues for him to resolve it. Maybe he will say, Wakanda shouldn't be colonizing all these the Galactic Empire, man. I'll give the the galaxy, I'll give it back. You get your planet. I think it's 5 planets, and everyone gets to have their planet back. We're gonna do the reparations. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, that could be the goal of this 4-issue thing. I'll keep reading the synopsis of this, and it maybe does sound like there is a goal in mind for 4 issues. They'll be space-based. And then maybe if Victor Laval performs well, wouldn't he be like the most qualified guy to head a brand new ongoing volume of the Black Panther? Wouldn't he be?
Well, but then if you're Brian Network Hill, then you're like, so why is it fuck me? So like, I had similar momentum after Blood Hunt. Why couldn't I have gotten my ongoing after that?
Because he's got the ultimate Black Panther ongoing. That's good enough. No?
Yeah, I guess if he's content with that, then fine. But
I think he's content with it. I think he's succeeding.
cool. So then sure. Then Victor Laval's the guy.
Well,
other than the
Jonathan
guys
Hickman's
that we would want. Yeah, I was about to say other than the guys.
Yeah, Dan Slott. I want some Jason Aaron action. I want the top
You
artist
keep
also.
Dan Slott away from T'Challa, like a 10-foot pole away from T'Challa. Man he can't enter Wakanda in airspace. He got to go.
Nah, Dan Slott.
Nah. Dan Slott buried his reputation with me on Fantastic Four.
Really?
If you were to replace one of the FF with another Marvel character, who would you choose to replace, and who would you replace them with?
Tough
Listen to this
question.
nonsense.
But if I had to choose, it might be fun to see a different leader, and I might like to swap out Reed Richards for T'Challa, the Black Panther, because that would be awesome.
White liberals, and he said this 5 years ago. He had 5 years pick me. I want to be. He had 5 years at each Marvel summit to be like, "Can I do T'Challa? He's the Black Panther," and he didn't do it.
He messy for that. Making T'Challa the leader of the Fantastic Four with Sue Storm. Huh? That's funny as hell. Yeah, no, still he can't do it. No, nope.
So reading. Oh, where's the article? Where'd it go? Fudge, where did it go? Here it is. Marvel's cosmic side is undergoing a seismic shift thanks to Imperial, the 4-issue event series. That saga sets the stage for an ambitious new wave of space set stories, including Planet She-Hulk, Nova Centurion, and now the newly announced Black Panther Intergalactic. Launching this December, Black Panther Intergalactic is a 4-issue limited series written by Victor. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button on my mouse. Written by Victor Laval and art by rising star Stefan Nonesi. Gwenpool. Oh, he did Gwenpool. He was an artist on that, which is really not that impressive. Like, tell me about how he was the artist on Amazing Spider-Man. So that's the ilk of the creators that they've got doing this comic book. Spitting directly out of Hickman's Imperial War, Black Panther one-shot, the series finds T'Challa clearing Wakanda's name after being framed for a galaxy-shaping assassination and uncovering a larger conspiracy that leaves him stranded in deep space. See, that's why it's a 4-issue limited series. He will be unstranded. Alone and armed only with his will, T'Challa must fight for survival while shadowy forces plot to seize Wakanda's throne in his absence. Hey, does that mean he'll be the king again? Laval promises to explore T'Challa's resilience. He's had real lows and learned from being down. Now he's ready to rise, become king again? Maybe. Or maybe something more. Nessie adds.
You mean like an intergalactic emperor? Something
like that, right?
Is he pulling back to the name suggests that that's where we're headed, but I have heard no mention of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run yet. So
Nessie adds, taking on Black Panther's adventures in spaces is an exciting challenge. Victor's writings brings a powerful take to T'Challa that I can't wait to bring to life. Artists never bring anything to the table. Their quotes are so worthless. It's all about the writers. So yeah, Stephanie Phillips is doing Planet She-Hulk with Aaron Cooter, big name artist. Nova Centurion by Jed McKay. You know, the same guy who's writing Avengers, and he's an X-Men writer also. That's who's getting Nova. And then Victor Laval. He did Sabretooth. Gets to be doing Black Panther. He's a brother, though. Like, I understand that's valuable too, right? You gotta have, but I just don't like Black Panther being stepping stone title. I'd like Black Panther to be the destination title.
For sure, absolutely, and that's kind of where I'm at with it, with the whole but you get the headline events. Yeah, I mean that, but the events only mean something if they're capping off long ongoing sagas in the ongoing books, right? Like if you're just jumping from event to event to event, it feels cheap. It feels like they're just trying to wave you around to sell books. And that's kind of where we're at right now with T'Challa. Appreciate you, King's Portal. Member for 4 months, by the way. Shout out to you.
Since he said he's got to go, maybe he's still in the building, and we'll hit him with the
money. You just mad cause your ass is old, motherfucker. First thing you do is just pick up the phone.
And he was sitting right next to Dwight Howard too. Superman. Hey y'all, at work. Here's some of my paycheck. All love. Thank you, Kings. Thank you, Kingsport. It's a place in Tennessee, Kingsport. All right, thank you, Cal. But you were saying.
I don't even know
the writers getting ongoing series and Victor LaValle and it's a
destination. I want them, like you said, to treat it like a destination character and not a stepping stone. And it feels more so like he's as a title character right now. He's more so of a marketing tool as opposed to a storytelling piece, and that's unfortunate. So, hopefully the popularities of the books leads on to more propagation there, and he pops up and actually has a main title ongoing that's not in the Elseworld universe.
Yeah, not an Elseworld and not a limited series either.
Yep.
T'Challa and Storm filled in before. Yeah, they filled in for the Fantastic Four. Was the honeymoon, right? Was it? And Dwayne McDuffie was writing that book. Groovy, hello. T'Challa clap Sue Cheeks already way back in the
60s. Back in the 60s.
Johnny says, what if T'Challa fakes his death in Wakanda forever? And what really happened is he went to space to conquer or learn about incursions. Then I would give a standing ovation and I would say, Ryan Coogler, you're all right. He is all right with me. It's just that one decision. I check out Sinners. Everyone support Ryan Coogler.
But we know it was a pivot, right? We will know it was a pivot. You can't. I don't know if I'm gonna give him the credit for be like, oh man, he was that way all along. Hell no. But I would give him credit for landing at that destination eventually, if that's the way it was gonna go.
Remember he told Angela Bassett, like, this is Marvel, people can die, it's okay. All right. Well, okay.
That was a way to get her out of his face.
I want to see Angela Bassett back in the movie. I want to see King T'Chaka still alive or back to being alive after this reset in Secret Wars. I want the whole royal family there too. I don't want a T'Challa. I want the children. I want just all families. Everyone's alive. I don't want the children though. I'm being extra. Dr. Umar is like, you got T'Challa bunny hopping. I was just on Dr. Umar, and it's kind of related to what was on this, because like this is this comic book news story where Gretchen Faulkner, she said, thoughts and prayers, you Nazi bitch. Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk. And she's like a no-name, nothing kind of writer over at Marvel Comics. There were consequences to the words that she tweeted because DC's fired this employee and then terminated their comic book.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. We'll talk about her situation first.
Yeah.
You live by the sword, die by the sword, right? You're allowed to say whatever the hell you want, but you are required to deal with the consequences, whether you want them or not. And so, you work for a large company, probably houses and execs board full of conservatives. They probably fancy Charlie Kirk, and so you have to weigh that out as an individual. You work for a corporation. You're not untouchable. You're not unencumbered. You're not free.
And you're not Peter Tomasi. And you're not Tom King. And you're not Matt Fraction doing Batman right now, which just got a second printing. You are.
I mean, even those guys have associations with the big two, right? And so they have to kind of watch what they say in regards to this situation as well. But again, you're free to say whatever you want. I'm not even necessarily mad at you. It's just you take a risk.
Yes, she was going to ruin Red Hood. Well, Red Hood's canceled.
Ouch.
Lawrence agrees. Yeah, that's grounds for firing. Dr. Umar is like, you got T'Challa bunny hopping. That's not why. That's not why I was thinking of Umar. I was thinking about it because of the thing I read. And me and Darius were talking about this, but it just wasn't on stream. Rapid Cook says, Coogler said the same thing to Forrest Whitaker about Zuri in the first Black Panther. Then he told Angela,
man,
and we didn't hear jack about him in the sequel.
See, I always talk about those legendary black actors. He'd be just scraping off.
Oh, Denzel better stay away. So this is what Umar wrote. Yeah. Umar gave us this on his Instagram, okay? While I did not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and considered him to be an anti-black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African race. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating this situation. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate
But
unaliving is completely unacceptable.
look, man, listen. I'm just convinced that some individuals would mourn Satan on his way down. I think some of y'all would have mourned Hitler. I think
You're saying
there's
Kirk
some
is evil?
individuals.
Are you telling that Kirk
I'm
is evil enough,
saying
or a white supremacist is evil enough to not shrug because they died? We did this with Hogan.
here's where I'm at. Yeah. Here's where you seen where I'm at with it with Hulk Hogan. And honestly, in terms of impact, based off their racist views, Charlie Kirk's a little bit ahead of Hulk Hogan. What my point of it all is, I feel for his babies, his 2 children who are completely and totally innocent out of all of this, like are not even old enough to be able to choose whether or not they agree with what their father says and spouts about around the country and around the world. Outside of that, you're not about to get me to shed a tear for David Duke's passing. Why would I ever?
I didn't cry when Carolyn Bryant died.
You feel like if by some miracle, if by some act of God himself, a certain former Leibowitz left us all in the land of living and improved the outcome of thousands, millions of starving people in the Middle East, would you ever dare to look at them people and ask them not to celebrate that?
Okay, so the key with what Umar told us was he hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African race. And
that's a workaround to try to free him of any consequences to his rhetoric. That is a workaround. And it's really, you really working hard. He hasn't directly, meaning he ain't pulled a trigger or he ain't stabbed. So as long as you haven't personally murdered, you haven't assisted towards the degradation of Black people, the dehumanization of Black people. You haven't assisted in the spreading of racist and racist disinformation. So you haven't done anything harmful to black people as long as you haven't killed one.
This is just buffoonery. What we know. And hey, listen, that's just what we know. We don't know what goes on after these meetings. Hey, brother, I can get you training with the thing. I can connect you to him and him. And we don't know what he's doing there, and we don't know. There's a lot we don't know. What we're saying. We say things we don't know.
Who are we talking about right now? Who are we talking about right now with that?
Kirk rallies could be recruitments. Kirk's rallies.
They're absolutely recruitments. Yeah, hell yeah. They're 1000% recruit. That's the whole point, is to recruit people to conservative ideals and conservative.
Well, it's not conservative ideals. Don't say that now, because if it's conservative ideals, I'm perfectly fine with a conservative. It's racist ideals.
I mean well, okay.
You use them interchangeably. I think we shouldn't.
Let's make a decision. I think the money that he amassed for his speaking engagements and things of that nature came from a conservative predisposition. I mean, if you're asking me to draw a definitive line between conservatism and white supremacy, we'll be here all night. We will be here all night. But yeah, in terms of my personal vitriol about Charlie Kirk, it's the white supremacy stuff. It's the Black people are inherently violent. Black people commit more crime than white people. Black people,
or gangs right before he died.
Gang violence or what have you. The idea that there's an acceptable amount of deaths every year. This is a real view that this man held. An acceptable amount of deaths every year just for us to keep the Second Amendment in place. It's totally fine with things like school shootings and mass shootings at everywhere from hospitals to churches to schools, right? Totally fine with all of that so that he can tote a weapon on his hip. He was fine with that. The question he was answering, as Chill said, at the time of this was going on, D, was, do you know how many mass shootings there have been in America this year? The man gives a snarky response. You mean including gang violence? As to try to equate a school shooting to a random gang violence shooting. And then
gang banging.
fate took over. Fate took over.
So the last part
again, oh no, go ahead.
I want you to finish.
I was just gonna say, for the folks who saw it and were revolted by the violent nature of what happened, and you just couldn't take it in, and it gave you an emotional reaction, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. If you prayed for Charlie Kirk in the light of what happened to him, you're not wrong. But listen, the same way I'm not about to tell you you're wrong. Don't look me in my black ass face and tell me that I'm supposed to give condolences or even go so far as to say, well, if you're not angry at those who are celebrating, you're part. No. No, sir. That's called mourning. Mourning is reserved for those that you revere, those that you miss, those who take a piece of yourself with them when they go. That's who you reserve mourning for. You will never ask me to mourn an individual like Charlie Kirk, ever. Well, I told you I feel for his children, and that is it.
Yeah, it's not mourning. It's just don't celebrate his unaliving. It's completely unacceptable. And I
don't have no problem with you celebrating. I don't have no problems with you celebrating.
So here we go.
There's so many people.
Here's the greatest part of his statement that I co-sign, and I think look at it this way: we know all too well. He misspelled two. It's supposed to have two O's. He should have read that 3 times. We know all too well that the greatest recipients of political assassinations in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortunes of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States of America, courtesy of the deep state. And I mean, I'm very much in agreement of that. We got to think of the results. We got to think of the effects of what just happened and who possibly could be next at a campus or at a public gathering or at a who wants to get back from Charlie Kirk's people because they think that it was someone on the left who did it and not like a professional assassin.
This is irony.
You think I'm a public figure, so I'm afraid?
No.
Well, what do you mean?
The irony of him using the history of black political leaders being murdered in the States to try and compare to Charlie Kirk's situation that's going on, even though Charlie Kirk himself was a huge critic of Martin Luther King, said that he was a awful person, right? Said that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake.
Yeah, that's not conservatism. That's racism.
I didn't say it was conservatism. I'm telling you the things that the man said. You want me to give the same deference of political violence versus an outspoken speaker to Charlie Kirk? So in the same light that I view the murder of Martin Luther King, the murder of Malcolm X, the murder of Fred Hampton, right? Like those murders, I have to view Charlie Kirk in the same light. What is this idiocracy? Again, I feel like some of us would mourn Hitler today. Some of us would mourn the death of a figure like Hitler. We would find a way to humanize the most inhumane individuals in our society. We are not required to shed a tear for an individual who found a way to ostracize so many other groups. It ain't just me he offended. There's a lot of other things you can call him besides a run-of-the-mill white supremacist. So when we lose someone like, when you lose John Lennon, a Prince, Michael Jackson, when you lose Bobby Kennedy, when you lose
Aretha Franklin,
just Aretha, people who mean something to you, even if it was just for the fact of them helping you deal with life in general, providing something to you that helped you get by or that inspired you. That is what that shit is reserved for. But people who built their careers on riling you up, making you angry, spreading lies, Do not. There's just there's no place for that. There's no place for that, because then where is the line then? If Charlie Kirk is not a monster, monsters don't exist.
And it's not as if Charlie Kirk has left this massive discernible legacy behind, as far as like, let's put it this way. Everybody's, sending all these, I've seen it more so on my personal Facebook than anything, with people that I personally know, from high school or whatever it may be, people just commenting different things about, oh, the left is so disgusting and everybody doing this. And Charlie Kirk was this. I saw something that said, well done, thy good and faithful servant, referencing Charlie Kirk. Sit down and sit. And it was just like, I'm like, when's the last time anybody's praised Rush Limbaugh? Anybody?
Yeah, he died 2 years ago.
Yeah. Do you hear anybody think, oh, yeah, well done, thy good and faithful? No one's. So it's crazy what we choose, what they pick and choose to gravitate to or have empathy for. As I said earlier today on the stream, not 2 weeks ago, they were celebrating possibly throwing immigrants and broken families into alligator Alcatraz. But now this
something
week
called alligator Alcatraz. Right.
And now this week we're supposed to have sympathy for a person who has done nothing but spew hatred everywhere he goes. And I always use the things he says about the black community, but as Marcus pointed out, it's not just the black community he's attacked. He's gone after the day that Taylor Swift got engaged. He went on his podcast and went on a whole tirade about how she needs to now stop doing music, needs to go home, birth children, stay in the kitchen, and give Travis Kelce like 15 kids. It's so like, okay, he's crazy. He's insane. And when it is literally that Malcolm X video that's been going around, chickens coming home to roost. You cannot go out in violence after violence after violence and expect chickens not to come home to roost. You can't. I mean, he like a lot of people have been saying, he died in the world that he wanted.
It just was. If there's ever a movie made about this man's life, it will end or open, however they try to organize the events, with someone asking him about how many mass shootings there have been, and him trying to parry it by saying, "Oh, what do you mean? Like gang violence, gang shootings? Are we including that too?" Like, excuse me, but I just don't think it was the Rolling 60s or the Pyrus that got Charlie Kirk. We still don't know because they didn't catch the MFer, but I just don't think it was the GDs that got after Charlie Kirk way out in God's country, Utah, with the Mormons.
Of course not. Oh, I also don't believe it was some guy sitting in his basement for the last 13 months concocting a plan on how to kill Charlie Kirk. I think this comes, again, we don't have to get into this, but comes directly from the top. In my opinion, maybe that's conspiracy.
Hey, listen, I have a theory. I am not going to talk about it on here.
We'll talk about it backstage.
Yeah, we'll don't come after me.
Backstage.
Is your theory my theory also?
Probably.
Is it the theory that we discussed, Chill?
Well, I don't think I can say anymore because Marcus doesn't want
Let's just stop. Yeah, let's just stop. Let's just stop.
Because we discussed. Yeah, let's just stop because we discussed one back. We'll talk backstage. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's all crazy. It's all crazy.
Why did I say is your theory my theory? And he's like, yeah. So does this a writer deserve to be fired who works at DC Comics? I'm gonna go into the incredibly right-wing publication called Bounding into Comics, where they tell us that DC immediately cancels new Red Hood series after writer publicly mocks fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. And it looks like it's back to the grave for Jason Todd, as thanks to the writer Gretchen Felker Martin. Meeting the news of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk's recent shooting with mockery, DC has canceled her new Red Hood after just one issue. This is actually going to be like a really expensive, like limited, hard to find collectors, like this Red Hood issue of issue 1 that they canceled. This is going to be like expensive on eBay. Okay.
That's funny that you said that they canceled her thing here, because she spoke up. I guess she said something that didn't align with the overall right thought of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Here's the
She
thing.
says she's sorry for the bullet that had to touch Charlie Kirk.
Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, they also put out that thing where they said any immigrants that are found making fun of or making light of Charlie Kirk's situation, if you are here on a visa, they will review your visa and you will be deported.
Who's they? Who said that?
Oh, the United States of America government, the government of the United States, the Trump administration put that out. If you are an immigrant and you are found making light of Charlie Kirk's death and you are on a visa, that visa will be revoked and you will be deported.
Nuts.
Isn't it? Hunger Games like, right? Damn, President Snow. Yeah, it's so her getting silenced. It's not just her getting silenced. Like there was some MSNBC news host that said something, he got fired. They're talking about, they're saying about the immigrants getting, so yeah, they're flying flags at half mast on 9/11 for Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's strange times. So I assume if you are in any position right now, whether that be Marvel, DC actors, I don't know that anybody's safe to have the free speech that they are that they're so angry that people are mad that Charlie Kirk had.
What's interesting to me is that if you were, tinfoil hat and you thought that this was an external party trying to stir something up, what's interesting is that the most effectual part about it is that you've been seeing individuals in positions of power catching these fades. When in times past, it's been individuals on our level, individuals that we can connect to, somebody that you would probably see walking down the street every day, losing their lives at the hands of authority, and then that sparking a mass response from the public. The focus has shifted here from, the United Healthcare thing to the two congressmen that got caught a couple months ago in Minnesota. Like, we didn't get this much off of U.S. congressmen getting did in. We didn't get this much. We didn't get the Charlie Kirk treatment.
Well, and not to cut you off, because I want you to finish that thought, but on the same thing, not when Jimmy Carter died, remember how upset Trump was that the flags had to be flown at half mast on his inauguration because Carter passed on inauguration. So, they're all hypocrites, every single one of them.
But in terms of stirring the pot, the focus has shifted to the powerful. It would seem to the wealthy, to the people who are most effectual to the way that society runs to a certain degree. And so I think that's something to pay attention to, because when society slips, it usually affects the people at the very top, at the very end, right? When we're damn near towards collapse. If you were one that believes that the Western powers are falling and that, America is a dying empire, there's nothing more clear about that than the most protected people in the country catching fades on the regular basis, to the point where they're just trying not to talk about it anymore. I think
that
the fact that it was dog, the way that Charlie Kirk went made it so they had to talk about it. They couldn't ignore it. It couldn't be a story that they just pushed to the background. And it's just one of a long list here over the last 2 years, man. It's shit's scary outside.
And died right before September 11, too. Right when people on their social medias would be asking questions about what happened that day. But algorithm will be flooded with Charlie Kirk.
Oh, for sure. It's not going to stop. And it is scary. We are living in strange, weird times. Again, we are living in two, obviously, we always have been. We're living in, I guess you could say, 3 separate Americas if we're black, but 2 separate Americas. And they, like I told Chill this morning when I was at Chick-fil-A, there's an older gentleman sitting down, another gentleman standing in line. I don't think they knew each other, but they were having a conversation prior to me coming in. And when I came in, the older gentleman sitting down was like, yeah, you see what they did? They shot Charlie Kirk yesterday. I like that man. Such a good man. I saw him in Stillwater not too long ago and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like sitting in the dude's like, yeah, I know. He's like, he's like, they shot a good one because he spoke truth. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, let me get that. Yeah, let me get my orders and get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's just we're in two different Americas.
Anthony Belvin's hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining the stream, sir. That he adds that time is up for poor little America, and I don't want to participate in whatever message you're trying, with this little comment here. I want to know who the shooter is, the motive of the shooter, and everything. And I think like you're jumping the gun here.
I think that more.
Oh,
I think that
yeah,
more
yeah.
So,
Good point. Good point.
America is the obviously the KKK stuff. America being the KKK. I think he's more so just saying like, the things that the all the things that these people have been doing. Time is almost up. Not as far as like a threatening way, but like karma's catching up to these people.
Yeah, I know that's what he's going for, but don't try to like rope me into your like Chillmonger's one of those people saying time's up for those KKK guys, and I'm encouraging more. So I don't like this. I don't like what you're going for.
What I feel like is interesting is that we don't have a suspect. Like we have a suspect, we haven't apprehended anyone. They apprehended two people and released two people. And then now we have footage of the guy running from behind back of a house, but we still don't have a facial picture. Now, I don't know how good the Ring cameras are these days, but I know technology has come very far. Are we still at a point where we can't get facial recognition off of this stuff? We can't get anything more. And then how smoothly he was able to get up out of there too. Like, I mean, he was 200 yards away.
That's
two football fields, folks.
Remember, some people said 200 feet away. Some people said he was on the roof.
Well, even on the roof, it's still at that how far he was away. That was 200 yards. He was 2 football lengths away. That's
skilled.
You can't tell me that that's just easy. Even if you could do that as a civilian, you are a very skilled civilian.
Yeah,
you're not an everyday shooter at the range.
I think he's been shooting every day. I think he's been in practice wherever in the world he's come from, where shooting snipers is common.
Yeah. Yeah. They got on Mandione very quickly. Yeah, they got on him quickly. They got on the Minnesota shooter quickly. This one, they got on the Trump shooter quick. I'm just, I'm surprised he got away. I'm surprised we don't have a full facial sketch for this nationwide manhunt that we're supposed to be having for Charlie Kirk's killer.
No,
it's just all very strange.
Because that young guy, never mind. So I also saw something where they were saying like, this is what's baffling to me. They want to put memorials. Now, I don't know if this is not from the White House or anybody themselves, but this is being proposed by several different MAGA maggots. They want to put memorials of Charlie Kirk at every college campus. What are we doing?
That type of stuff is not going to go.
No, it's not. But it's reactionary.
They're trying to. Yeah,
that's that.
Make Kobe the logo situation. Yeah.
Hey! I was with that. Make Kobe the logo. I was with that.
But
they don't even recognize Jerry West as the logo. They pretend like that's not the thing. They just like nothing to see here. NBA. It's not recognized Jerry West as the logo by them.
Why isn't it?
Because it would mean I have to pay him.
I mean, but what are they supposed to do to acknowledge it? I mean, it's been that way for decades. Everybody knows by now, isn't it?
What were you saying?
I don't know. More Kirk?
Yeah, just weird times.
It's definitely weird times, man.
Weird
times.
So, do you think that? What does this all mean? Then we haven't heard. They haven't said anything about the Epstein files now, so he's getting what he wanted. They haven't said anything about the Epstein files in 2 days ever since.
What was breaking the day before, and what we were talking about the day of, was the fact that the New York Times busted out the rest of their story on that whole birthday book, and all the people that were popping up in that, and that weird ass letter he had written to Jeffrey Epstein. We got to see the actual picture that Trump drew of some woman, right? And he had the story in the middle of it. It was all very strange. It's all very strange. I don't think that's going away either. I don't think any of this shit is going away. It's all coming at one time. Pause. And also he's got, you know, issues abroad. He's got Ukraine. He's got, you know, big bully white and blue over there. He's got a lot of stuff that he's dealing with.
I was talking to Henry last night about the whole Kirk thing. We were on the phone for like 3 hours. And we have theories we went with. I was like, Henry, this shit might be real. But so we were talking about Project 2025. I did not know in Project 2025 it states that Trump is to get them basically in the door, help them solidify certain things, but then it doesn't say how he goes away, but then go away and then somebody else take over. It states that, I guess, in Project 2025. So
JD Vance,
I guess, is he their savior? I don't know.
JD Vance.
But I'm thinking to myself, like, what? Because when Henry told me that last night, I was like, wait, so it says like, anyway, it doesn't say how he's like at what.
How he's supposed to be transitioned out. Yeah, no, first of all, they're going to have to remove him. He will be the first president to ever have to be removed. If he doesn't end up, you know, pulling a Joe Biden and not being able to run, because, you know, his whole hand situation, they said he might have had a stroke. Yeah, one of these days. So
that's what they've said.
I don't know.
They've said that.
Let's see if he even makes it.
I mean,
but if he makes it to re-election and loses, he'll be the first president who will ever have to be removed from the White House for sure. Guarantee it.
Yeah. Yeah, right side, his face is drooping. So maybe he did have a stroke. You know,
80-year-old
all
man.
the TikTok psychics say
they said it's time. No, I don't believe that shit no more, because they said it was time a couple weeks ago, and that shit ended up not being nothing, you know.
They did. So
all right, yep, that's enough about
that's enough.
Satan's helper.
The presidents.
Go ahead and
let's talk about this president of DC.
Why the hell am I over here?
I think that's because that view is supposed to, like, you know, be whenever there's, who cares? Never mind. It's fixed.
Clayface. Clayface is a Batman foe in the comics. Thin, because look at how many projects you got going on, and you're writing a lot of this stuff. You wrote the whole Peacemaker thing too, right? I wrote, over 1 year, I wrote 650 something pages. Over the next year, I produced 650 pages, and over the next year, we released over this year, we're releasing 650 pages. That was at the beginning when I took on DC, and I promised myself I'm slowing down at least a tiny bit, although I am creating the Superman sequel that we're starting to shoot in April or so.
Oh, it's the sequel.
And you're writing that?
Oh, it's a sequel.
He looks like Ellen with a beard in that picture.
First of all, how often do y'all frequent, just on this panel, how often do y'all frequent Howard Stern? Yeah, I didn't even know Howard Stern was still on the air. I didn't even know he was still in the air. You dropping DC gems on Howard Stern, family? What are you doing? See, he tricked us. I thought the fact that he was on Twitter habitually meant that he was savvy, meant that he was like media and social media savvy. He knows who's who and who's the big times. No,
it's because he doesn't know.
He's just vain.
No, I think he doesn't understand the delivery aspect of it. Tweeting, because last week we talked about this. Tomorrow, here's the tweet with the picture, and we said that's not how you do it. You should tell us tomorrow, big news. You should, warm us up. You had Comic-Con 3 weeks after Superman. You probably would have known if you're doing a sequel, right? You had so many chances to really, really, really capitalize on this. You could have a DC event. But he chose that. And then this week it's the Howard Stern show. Of all of the shows that cover media, Howard Stern isn't the one. You can visit him for something, but you don't visit him for the announcements like this.
Hey, y'all forget
Howard goddamn Stern.
Y'all forget August 6, 2024. Howard Stern was almost cast as Dr. Doom. I know y'all remember that shit last year. Y'all don't remember that? Where he on his show was talking about how he read the whatever and people ran and thought that he was talking about he was going to be Doom. Y'all remember that?
Here. Wow.
Here. Look, chill in the private chat.
But not. while Derek's just looking for that, not only does he go on Howard Stern, but then he tells us that he's writing the Superman sequel. I'm sorry, what? The Superman what now? You told us that there was no. You said it's not a sequel.
It's not
I thought
a
there was. What happened to this whole anthology series shit? What happened to that?
Superman saga, you know?
Man, this man is back and forth. Gods and Monsters, Superman saga, anthology, direct sequel. Who knows? It's all fluid.
He did come out again and say, wait a minute, well, it's more of a Lex Luthor movie than it is a Superman movie. Where he said it's just as much about Lex Luthor as it is Superman.
So it's a Superman sequel about Lex Luthor. What is happening? What even is happening?
And how do they go from 1A to teaming up? I don't. How did they go from?
Let him cook. Absolutely not.
Superman's very forgiving, and he's gonna give Lex the old Krypton try.
Where's the dog, Luthor? The dog. What the dog?
From August of last year, Marvel almost cast Howard Stern as Doctor Doom in the MCU. True or false? That's a lot of reading that I got to do, but I believe you.
I wouldn't even do it. I was just, saying, hey, this motherfucker did talk about Marvel last year when everybody was like, "What the fuck, Howard Stern's Doctor Doom?"
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, so DC, James Gunn, he's got to work on his presentation skills. And does that mean DC fandom might need to return? Does that mean he's got to just wait for conventions? Because SDCC happened in July. There is no major DC convention. Maybe CinemaCon will be the next convention. What will he do for Lanterns the day that the trailer comes out? Will he build it up? Will he show up on the couch with Kimmel and Aaron Pierre and them, and they'll be like, yo, here's the trailer? How will he present it? Because he's lacking hugely in that department. He'll come on your channel?
Just judging from recent events, he's going to post it on his Twitter. I mean, he posted Superman getting ready for work with the boots and the bad CGI that everybody hated on his Twitter. He posted Man of Tomorrow on his Twitter. He posted Supergirl's Don't Look Up or Don't, what is it, Look Up or what's it say, whatever hers is. He posted that poster on Twitter. Yeah, Look Out. He posted that on Twitter. He's most likely posting the trailer on Twitter for Lanterns. He's going to say, hey, Lanterns, here it is. James Gunn.
That's sad. The cool thing though was that there was a like week where we were all expecting the trailer for Superman, and then there was that day where it was on YouTube, and it was like the show will begin in 24 hours, and it was like a countdown clock, countdown, and then it became like one of the most viewed trailers ever. So when it comes to the trailer for Supergirl, please do the same thing. Prep us, let us know it's a week out, then put the file on YouTube and have a countdown so that we know at 8 a.m. we can watch the Supergirl trailer. You just got to do what he did before when it comes to trailers. Same with Lanterns. What did he do for Peacemaker? How did he present the Peacemaker trailer?
Oh, no, he loves Peacemaker. He went all out for that. Remember him? And he, instead of letting Cena just do it himself, he was like, let's do it together, Cena, and say fuck so many times because it's a fucking great trailer. Yeah, let's fucking start the trailer.
But where did he do that at? That was just on social media. But that was just a social media thing. That wasn't at a convention.
No, it wasn't. But he still actually did a 4K video for it and dressed up. But you didn't just post it on Twitter. So I don't know. He loves Peacemaker. That's his guy.
He needs to do a DC day or a Superman's birthday day or something day where he can just become a newsworthy topic for that day. Something, man.
You say you got to give him a special day so that he don't take up all the other days of the year trying to be special.
You beat me basically to what I was going to say. So I'm like, well, is he not like breaking news every day?
Like, you got to give him a extra special James Day. That's what they'll call it James Day. So he feels extra special. That way he don't spend the rest of the days trying to be special.
And that's still not going to work. He's going to be online the next day saying, Hey,
also, what Tina is saying, this one been in the back of my mind the whole time. Y'all been talking. They really broke. And so James is doing his marketing magic is saving them money. So they don't have to make commercials.
They ain't got no data.
Yeah, James, just go out there and say something. We just tweet. Just do the thing. Do the thing.
Yeah, just do the thing. That's funny. They're funny. Maybe that's why James shows up in all the promo. It's like, well, we don't have the budget for you to do your own, so you got to show up with.
So just wing it. Just wing it. Just wing it. Did you guys see the news that oh man, no, I lost it. They did all of the Warner Brothers box office profits for the year, and they got Superman making $125 million. So
success.
Yeah. I don't think that's
what
right.
You don't believe the 125 theatrical revenue?
No, absolutely not. I don't. Absolutely not. Now, the one thing I do believe is that Warner Brothers, if there's a winner of this year, I don't think it was a very strong year for the cinema. But if anybody won it, if the competition was still going, it was Warner Brothers with I think they had 7 projects that all grossed more than 40 million on their opening nights. So that's pretty good.
Well, I know they made money on toys, licensing. I do believe it was profitable when you combine all of these sources of revenue. Just the theatrical thing, nah.
I will take the VOD and the early like subscription numbers, I guess. I can't take merchandising. You always expect to make money off of merchandising. Plus, there's no end to that date. There's no end date for merchandising sales, right? They'll always be selling Wakanda Forever merch. Well, that's a bad film to pick because that one probably got pulled. They'll always be selling like Civil War merch.
No, you're right. They're still selling Wakanda Forever. That shit is at Ollie's. I don't know if y'all know what Ollie's is, like a third hand, fourth hand store. It's for like 97 cents for Shuri.
Most of the merchandise, there's no end date for those sales. So I don't know where we've gotten to this point where now we're deleting the marketing budget from how we're counting if a film is budgeted. We're not even telling people anymore how the theater splits happen. How like every dollar the theater makes doesn't come back to the studio. It's really like people are tired of saying how bad the movies are doing financially, so now they just want the math to suit them somehow. No, I don't think Superman made $125 million in the theaters.
I believe the Ohio paper. What was the receipt that the Ohio had? Remember that one?
But they're not giving out 100. They're not giving over $100 million in tax credits to one film project. They only have a certain amount of money that they can give to film projects in a year anyway. So Superman didn't get it all. Well, I don't know. I don't work at the offices or whatnot. What I do know is that forging official tax forms for film productions is not easy. They all look pretty standard. And we saw that for Superman, where they filed it in the state of Ohio, and it said that they spent $325 million. Now, I'm the math genius, but if we do 2.5 times 325, that's more than the $600 million that Superman made, right?
No, but you understand, they're so good at marketing. The marketing was basically free because they know how to market.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, so they came in dead even on the production costs and spent nothing because James Gunn is an expert marketer and he just marks the movie on Twitter and threw a favor with tax.
Yeah. Every one of those posters, they were volunteered,
Yeah,
the
for
printers,
sure.
they were
All
like,
that
I
shit
love
was
Superman.
For the free ski, we got our costumes from Goodwill. That's why the first one looked fucked up, right? We was working on a budget. We was balling on a budget for a minute. We was waiting for the next check to clear. Darius almost died over there.
You said he marketed, showing the movie on Twitter.
Yeah, very effective. Twitter Blue, not regular Twitter. Grok.
Yeah, Grok. Yeah, for sure. Twitter Blue. Man. I mean, shout out to Warner Brothers though. They did have a strong theatrical year where most people were losing. So,
and they are good at marketing. You can't have all Warner Brothers movies succeeding and not be good at marketing.
Sure.
Is Weapons currently on HBO Max?
I don't think it's there yet. Is it?
Because I've been seeing like Cinema Pals and I think Real Rejects did reactions to them.
Maybe PVOD.
Yeah.
PV what?
like
I don't even
video
understand why
on
people are still
demand
doing that.
VOD.
Yeah, the paid video on demand, like how some people have like those theater libraries where you can watch movies that just left the theater if you pay for it.
Interesting.
Digital release.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's because they're so big. Is that why they're not getting copyright? That's Warner Brothers. They copyright you on trailer watches.
Yeah. And they're just
Maybe
playing
they like
scenes
them.
like 7 straight seconds without cutting or pausing. They just play the video.
Interesting. I was curious because I was like, well, shit, I want to do a weapons reaction. I love that movie. I would love to see it again.
Not with Warner Brothers. No, they must got a plug. They got a plug.
I mean, yeah, they got to. They're reaction channels, so they're probably like, oh yeah, you're helping us.
What's the latest Warner Brothers movie that's out now? That's The Conjuring, right?
Conjuring.
And then they got the Regina Hall.
The shitting ring. That's what I call it. That movie's ass.
It's making a lot of money for it to be.
It
ass,
is.
Huh?
It is. Hey, you don't know it's ass until you sit down. So buy that ticket.
This week is all
So
about
you got to see it first to realize it's ass.
Yeah, it wasn't good for me. Yeah, look at that. What do y'all think about that?
The theory: this wasn't an image of Doctor Doom killing Thanos. It was an image of him killing Kang. Is this the light show?
Yeah. What do y'all think of that? What if they do that?
So they're gonna recast somebody to play Kang so that he could die viciously at the hands of Doom.
Either that or they do some shit. Okay, so how long was Major's contract? Can they use his likeness?
I don't think he can sell that now. I don't think he sold the rights to use his face without him.
No, but they'll probably if that's even. I mean, that's just a theory, but if that is something that they did with with this, it could be a deal where they do it like maybe from the back or something like that.
I would pause. I want them to leave us alone. If we're moving on from Kang, if you're going to retcon him out of existence, then just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Just say he died off screen. Say Captain Carter went and cleaned them all up or something. I don't know. But I don't want to see them try to course correct with a new actor just for him to die.
I agree. I'm Too Fly. I don't care about this character. I don't like time travel characters. I don't like race swaps. It's just
You didn't like Kang.
He acted well, but I just don't like the power set. It's very
there was huge potential for the character. It's just unfortunate how it all played out.
I was so hyped for this. I was like, man, when they when that door opened in Loki, and I was like, they're doing it, is him. And I was like, but wait, why is he not wearing the shit?
That was kind of like the start of my after season 2 of Loki wrapped up. It kind of like slowly started to burn off my Disney Plus excitement, and then eventually we start getting the nails in the coffin that were She-Hulk and the likes.
The nails in the coffin.
Yeah, so I was really excited for the Kang stuff. I thought Quantumania was shit, but he was great. He was great in that.
You know what I think is great? That on the Tamron Hall show, we've got 4 segments with Jonathan Majors and Megan Good sitting together, and I'm going to cover it. That's a lot of minutes. They just dominated that episode. Can't wait to cover that on my channel from 9 hours ago.
Sure.
What the hell are they talking about?
I don't know. Marriage?
Probably relationship stuff.
How to love.
I'm with Antonio.
Kevin Davis. Oh, what Antoine you'll say? What do you say?
Meh.
He said meh.
I agree.
Kevin
That's
Davis.
what I'm saying. Why the hell are they doing press?
I do believe that if Jonathan Majors' character.
What do you say? Oh, pull him
Yeah,
up.
it's Kevin Davis.
Pull him up. Pull him up. What Kevin say?
Character King was a success with the audience and box office. Disney probably would have overlooked. Man, you gotta go on somewhere, Kevin Davis.
He said they would have.
You gotta go on somewhere, brother.
It's like when they say like Colin Kaepernick just wasn't good at football anymore, and that's why he was out of the league. That's why.
Basically. But I mean, that's what they say though. So that might be that might be Kevin Feige up in there. It might be Kevin Feige's burner. Because that's he said the same. Oh man, we just saw the performance of Quantumania, and we knew that we couldn't go with this actor that we set up our entire phase around. That's what we did after one theatrical failure. Even though we've had films that have come in around or behind it since, and haven't pivoted thus the same way we did in this situation, but it was definitely the theatrical performance thing that made us change for sure, 100%.
Lots of chit chat about The Rock, about him having an Oscar-worthy movie here. And Smashing Machine is probably something I'm going to check out. It's an A24 movie. I'm happy for it. Then I also heard he is losing weight for a role. And so it's not an issue of his health. And I can't find the interview where he said that, but he did explain that to someone in Toronto just yesterday, or earlier today. So that's cool. That's good to know.
I love how we put losing weight in place of stop taking steroids. He looks the same way John Cena looks now. The exact same way. This is natty 50-year-old Rock. Just like we're getting natty 50-year-old Cena. Looks good on you, old man. Looks good.
Well, he's going to play Maui, right? So he'll be bulky again for that.
Oh, yeah. But I'm hoping it's a natural thing. I hope he doesn't go back on the regimen. Leave that shit alone.
That's done, though.
What's done?
Moana's done.
Oh, he'll be Maui and
Moana.
The
live action one is done? Oh, so that's why he got off the juice. He said, all right, well, I'm done with this shit now. I'm good.
Well, what about that Roman Reigns match? We've been waiting. That's the only reason Vince pushed him in 2015. They thought of this dream match, and it's not going to happen?
No, it's not going to happen. The Rock's not coming back.
Well, he's going to be big because he's playing Hobbs. He's going to be big for that.
They can CGI some muscles on him in Fast and Furious. They can do the Steve Rogers effect on him, juice him up a
muscle
bit.
Suit.
Mm-hmm.
So the long Walk is the movie of the weekend. Everyone's talking about this thing, and I'm on the wrong screen. Just pretend it says The Long Walk, everybody. That movie is going to be a huge event, but how huge? Will it take over The Conjuring? Is there enough chit chat about this thing?
I have heard a lot about this. There was I think Culture Crave put it up. There was a tweet about like what would actually happen to you if you walk this far. And this is a Stephen King story, right?
Yes, it is.
I am very interested by Stephen King stories. He's a regular for Halloween marathons in this household. I think he just has like a interesting viewpoint. It can get a little antiquated, sometimes a little old white manish in terms of his characterizations of certain characters. But just the idea that he takes you into a completely different space in terms of your expectations from characters. I've always appreciated that about his writing.
I learned he did it. Stephen King did.
Yeah. You know that? He was in the old ones. He was in the old Pennywise movies.
Shit.
Yeah, I like Stephen King a lot. Long Walk, it just looks great. Looks great. I'm ready to see it. Yeah.
They say it performed well at CinemaCon, that it was a great presentation that Mark Hamill had.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Now, Mark Hamill is subject of a news item today here. He talked to the Hollywood Reporter. And this is the image that they went with. Mark Hamill does strike back with career resurgence. I don't have to be a leading man, he says. And he's 73. The part I will skip to is the part where they talk about Star Wars. Oh, they talk about Batman. After Batman's voice, I hate that. It makes no sense. After Batman's voice actor Kevin Conroy died in 2022, you said you were done voicing the Joker. Has Warner Brothers tried to get you back? When they'd asked about a new project, do you want to do the Joker? My only question was, is Kevin doing Batman? If he's in, I don't even have to read it. I don't know whether they've tried to get me back, but my agent would know. But not to my knowledge. It's like with Star Wars. You complete a role, you do your best, and when it's over, you let it go. During the early days of the first Trump administration, he used to record Trump tweets in the voice of the Joker to mock him. Did you ever hear from Warner Brothers asking you to stop? No. I was always politically active. I just never was public about it, but I've been a Democrat all my life. What brings that out is social media. Normally, I just keep my opinions to myself. You want to appeal to everyone. Free Palestine. You want to appeal to everyone. I don't hate MAGA. I just think they're a cult, and a cult has a leader who they think is infallible, and they don't question anything he says. But I don't go on Colbert or any of the political interview shows because that's not my wheelhouse. What movie roles did you pass on? Where's the Star Wars question? You laugh when you tell that story, and I know you love voice work, but that stuff had to bother you to have Skywalker hanging over you. No, you're right. It was disappointing, but everyone has their own trajectory. I had my challenges, and other people have different challenges. I don't have to be a leading man. I'm happy just to be a working stiff, and that's what I was for the longest time. I think that's a lesson right there in like contentness or happiness or like self-worth.
Humility.
Yes, you're not the leading man. You are working for a living and you're doing a job that you like. You play a new character each time. You're just not leading, but we were famous for the Luke Skywalker thing. Don't feel like, oh man, this sucks for me, or whoa, they've typecasted me. Just I'm happy with it. And I think that's great. I think actors need to hear that stuff.
I think this is something that a lot of actors could gain something from. Like the list of potential stars or quote unquote leading men in Hollywood today that I think would be great accents in an ensemble cast or great villains, guys who are obsessed with being baby-faced protagonists who would make awesome villains, but will never do that because it affects their self-image. It affects the brand that they're trying to sell or what have you, right? And if you're doing the work of being an actor, like truly trying to do the work of being an actor, this is something that doesn't even really need to be said to you, right? Like, this is something that's already a foregone conclusion. I'm an actor. I play the roles. I go after the roles that make sense for me to play. I think nowadays, though, it's much more focused to, okay, well, how does this affect my career? How is this going to move me forward? I mean, like, just right off the top of my head, I think Michael B. Jordan has proven, if nothing else, that he can play a memorable villain, right? The conversation, even to this day, over Killmonger and whether or not he's a villain and whether or not people should praise Killmonger and whether or not he had the right motivations and what have you, lets you know how well Michael B. Jordan played that character. Did he ever go back to it?
He was just talking about.
Did he ever go back to playing the bad guy? You know, like it was truly a standout performance, not just for the superhero genre, but for movies at period that year. And so when you think about something like that and the potential that's potentially, no pun intended, lost by leaving roles like that on the table so that you can play another good guy and another good guy and a good guy with an edge and a good guy with a past, you know, just all the variations of heroes you can possibly get. You know, you only get one career.
You let Michael B. Jordan tell it. He was playing a good guy. Eric Killmonger wasn't a villain. He just had a different route.
I hate that shit. I hate that. I hate how Coogler frames it. Listen, there are cues and storytellings that let you know. It doesn't tell you how to think, but it's definitely giving you a line of demarcation, right? Like
when he said that talent shit is over.
Well, no, not that. It's like on this side is the good guys, on this side is the bad guys, right? And it's very easy to find that line in superhero movies. If you kill an innocent, you're evil. Done. Dunskies. You kill an innocent, you're done. It's not like it's irredeemable, but at least for that film, you're the bad guy. There's no rationalizing killing your loved one. Be willing to sacrifice just about anybody for colonial power, right? Using force to take over other sovereign nations. Like, these are all evil things. These are all works of a villain. Even if your motivations are pure, the acts you are about to embark on are evil. So there's no rationale to make Eric Killmonger the good guy. Maybe he was a good guy corrupted, but he can't even be an anti-hero because he was willing to kill black people to gain power. So there goes the whole, well, he just wanted to free his people thing, because he would have killed some of them folks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think actors should test their limits. I think you should try both sides of the fence. If you're somebody like Florence Pugh, I don't know if I've really seen you as even an antagonist, right? Like get out of the sexy, sultry ass kicker roles and go play somebody that's going to be hated. Go play. I'm not telling you go play a racist, but I'm just saying, go play an unlikable character. I want to see the range. That's the mark of an actor. When I think of Samuel L. Jackson, I can't think of an archetype that's definitively him. He's played everything from a tap dancing coon to a soul man, to a hitman, to an FBI agent on a plane with snakes, to a guy who regulars with superheroes. Like, he's all over the spectrum. He has range. That's what I like to see in actors.
And a Jedi. And he was in Jurassic, and he's all over.
Yep, absolutely.
You are muted right now, I think.
I just said, oh, he was in Jurassic. I said, what that nigga doing on that snag?
Killmonger or Heath Ledger?
Heath.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my bias towards Batman makes me want to say Heath. But I do think that performance by Michael B. Jordan was a Flashpoint performance, the same way that Heath Ledger's performance was. Not for the same reasons, obviously, but in terms of on-screen performance and how it resonated with audiences, they're both up there. That's a hard one to call.
Yeah, it's very hard. Killmonger means more to me, though, but Heath is also the right answer, too.
Yeah, he destroyed that performance. Destroyed. I think you take him out, I don't think that film is, to this day, one of the highest grossing comic book films ever. I mean, the first one is still one of the highest grossing comic. Is the first one or the third one?
Batman Begins was first, and it didn't make much. I think it only made 400.
Okay, so it's Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises that are the
legendaries.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, well, yeah, I don't know. I think that film without Heath, though, that was just, man. He destroyed that scene, or that role. The fucking the news deal he did, where he's like, and for every hour, I'm a man of my word.
It was such a good streak of villains, though. Like, you had Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow in the first movie, right? Then you had Heath Ledger's Joker. Then you gonna top it all with you've come back to die with your city. You've merely adopted the dark. I was born to it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was a man, and by that time I was only blinded.
Yes.
Man, it was just like an epic trio of main boss villains in that trilogy from Nolan. It truly is a perfect Batman performance for me. I don't give a shit about the voice.
I think so too.
I love Nolan's Batman.
Me too. Love him. Love him. Love him. Then you had you also had Two-Face. You had a great Two-Face in that Dark Knight as well.
Oh yeah. Harvey Dent. See, my only problem with the Harvey Dent arc is that it was condensed. It was too short. It should have ranged through 2 movies. It should have taken us clear through Dark Knight Rises, but they cut his arc short so they had a flashpoint to jump off into with Dark Knight Rises. That's probably my only slight story critique with Nolan. And that in the rushed romance.
I don't remember. Dent's not in Rises though, is he?
No, he's not. He dies at the end of Dark Knight.
That's right. Fucking dumb. I did remember that he did die. That's the only thing I really didn't like too. That Dent died at the end of the night.
I think that and the rushed romance between him and Batwoman, it just didn't even make sense to me. I was like, whole time I'm like, so wait, y'all fell in love like in like 3 days? Like it's okay. She know who you are. Y'all about to run away together. How did this even come to this? You literally just found out that Rachel didn't really want your ass, and now you on the Catwoman. It was a little bit sketchy not to mention he was sleeping with Ra's al Ghul's daughter the whole time. Like it just made the whole love triangle thing look a little weird, but I don't know. Other than that, it was perfect.
It was super. Not even close. Heath will be remembered forever.
I don't know about the not even close, but I'm not mad at you about Heath.
Forever.
Where are we gonna bury Joker? Huh? With his ancestors? Where's that?
Joker doesn't die.
Not even.
Hello,
close.
Gotham. Joker's back in town.
Yeah, let's get back to that Mark Hamill, the voice of the Joker. And he said, asked him, they said, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask a few Star Wars questions. Was there a Star Wars scene or a line that was actually rehearsed that ended up being cut that you liked? No.
Yeah.
But I can do the reverse. There was a line in the screen test. Thank God it was cut. The line is here. It says, okay, that's enough for me. We're turning around. I've held up my side of the bargain. Then I say, but we can't turn back. Fear is the greatest defense. I doubt if the actual security there is any greater than it was on Aquila or Solist. And what? There is most likely directed toward a large-scale assault? And I thought, who talks like this? Now I could break it down for you and diagram it as a sentence. It makes sense. But to make it sound like it's an original thought that just occurred to you and deliver it in a spontaneous way is really, really hard. Now, like I say, George Lucas is not an actor's director in the sense that he doesn't want to hear about backstory or motivation or all that. He casts characters who are so close to what he wants that he's not going to have to do a lot of that. Harrison is endlessly laid back and cool, blah, 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 blah. Have you heard him say this quote, though? I've heard him answer this question before and how he memorized it.
Maybe I heard him say it.
No.
So he's always been like complaining that there was this one line and they cut it from the movie and it was so hard to say because that's not how people talk. I've heard him say that line before and deliver it, and it's terrible.
Oh. Yeah, is he saying that's from the original series or
from the very first movie? The next question. What do you think about the idea Lucasfilm might continue to make an AI Luke Skywalker in products with increasing realism even after you're gone? Because you can say that you're done with the character, but it's a bit like that Breaking Bad line. We're done when I say we're done. All right, let's see how they answer this one. How does he navigate the waters? Does he shit on the studio? Does he say workers' rights, this and that? Or does he seek to continue working with them? What you're asking about is so hard to contemplate. Are we going to have something in our wills that comment on that saying, I don't want this done? I have enough trouble trying to deal with the jobs that I do have than to start speculating about the future. There's so many questions about AI that haven't been answered. We'll see how it plays out. That's not very workers' rights.
I mean, the hard part about it is that there's nothing to protect him from it. Like, what if they just take it? What if they say, because we own Luke Skywalker's likeness, and that is one with the likeness of Mark Hamill, we then own Mark Hamill's likeness? Like, what established case is there right now? Yeah, but it would be a landmark case. It would be the first of its kind.
I can
so, however that's decided, will set the future of how they decide, actual people's rights beyond life, I guess, is what you'd be talking about.
Well, our boy James Earl Jones did that. He made sure that his family will be compensated for every time they do the Vader voice.
Right,
So
but that's him advocating for the business, for the people that may end up making money. So there's not going to be much qualm there. How do people then fight an actor's request not to be used after when his likeness is already owned? Where do we go then? That's going to have to be a
recast. That's how you recast.
Or Disney.
That's what the studio does. So what do you do legally?
Disney can they just need to do it the way they did it for the hijacked Ahsoka Luke episode during the Mandalorian season or during the Boba Fett season.
Yeah,
that was
CGI and stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't Hamill. That was that one dude, and they hired the YouTube dude to do the CGI for it.
Shamook.
Yeah, Shamook. So, and that looked great in my fucking opinion. I thought that looked fantastic. So do that. Do that if you don't want to use Hamill, because I thought they used Hamill for that terrible CGI in season 2 that we overlooked because it was like, oh fuck, Luke's back.
Yeah.
But I think they used his likeness then. I thought that this dude was fine. I mean, he looks like Hamill, looks like Luke.
Okay. There's more answers.
And preferably, I like Luke's face more in episode 4 before Hamill's accident. And his face changed, and Luke just looked completely different before the Wampa hit him.
Okay. Let's keep reading. Oh, there's a super chat. Let's do the super chat.
In my bag now.
Steve Harvey. Just recast. No more creepy AI nonsense. Your face made me change. I don't want to read that in the whole Steve Harvey voice.
You had to. Oh shit.
Just recast. No more creepy AI nonsense. New talent. Yes. Yeah. But Star Wars doesn't need Luke Skywalker. Animated. I don't know.
Star Wars doesn't need who?
I mean, they're going to have to do it eventually. I don't think they're going to be able to CGI person him. If they want to use him in any real manner ever again, they're going to have an actual actor speaking and interacting with people. So it's coming to that point where they're going to have to do that eventually.
Yeah, they need Luke. Star Wars needs Luke.
Do you mean this?
Could you imagine that would be like a 1990s, 1980s casting call? Nationwide. I would do it too. I would play it up. Nationwide casting call. Come one, come all for a once in a lifetime opportunity in Hollywood to be the new Luke Skywalker. You're talking about free promo. You're talking about free marketing. Having the nation, hell, the world compete to be the next Luke Skywalker. You put on auditions for 3-4 weeks, travel the country.
Do we still say this?
If
Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker was very, very important to episodes 1, 2, and 3. 7, 8, and 9. I mean, if we were satisfied, would we say we want to see him when he was younger? Because I don't think that with Han Solo and the other guy who played him. I go like, no, Harrison Ford is Han Solo. This new guy playing him just won't sit right with me. There's no missing story here that he's solving, and I feel the same way about Luke. But because we got nothing with Luke, that's why I'm so open to seeing Luke returning, whether it's AI or whether it's recast. Just having him return, I'm okay with it, and I'm kind of yearning for it so that I can get my fill of post Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, because those sequels are not canon.
So we hope, but I think the difference between that and where we are now is when the actors are still viable and it still feels like there's story to be told with the originals, then yeah, you don't want somebody to undercut that and just restart too soon. Now that those options have been extinguished, Leia's dead, Han's dead, Luke's dead. if you ever have a chance of moving forward with some version of those characters again, it would have to be new. Like you don't have any option for the canon to remain intact and for you to have those characters, the old versions, still in there. So
that's why you would literally have to retcon. Personally, I don't want to see a reboot of Star Wars. I don't. I'm just honest with you. Like, if they do a reboot of Star Wars, Jesus, I obviously it's the curiosity of Star Wars.
They're just gonna abort it and then fold it back into continuity like they did the last reboot. Yeah. Abort. Just do New Hope.
Just don't. I think they're not. I don't think they're ever going to do this, but you just don't. And they're not. I mean, it's like, well, we made that money. We're not going to. Of course, we're going to keep those stories. I mean, you can still make your money and keep it separate, but they're not going to retcon 7, 8, and 9. And that is the only way without rebooting that you can bring Luke, Leia, and Han back into the fold. I mean, that's the only way, not just because they died in the 7, 8, 9, but because you could do that, you properly do their story, seeing Leia train, seeing Leia become a Jedi and all that kind of stuff. You could properly do that. You could properly do their children correctly. You don't have to do Kylo and all that stuff. You can do their children correct. You can give Luke him and Mara's children. Like, it could be really special if they just
they do a lot. It's science fiction. I want them to erase his memory and say that, well, listen. We get this awesome 20 years after Return of the Jedi animated show, and it's Han, Luke, and Leia, and we get some great 4 or 5 seasons of greatness. The final episode, Luke Skywalker forgets his memory, and then the events of 7, 8, and 9 happen. You feel me? Money.
But then how does that take away 7, 8, 9?
They happen, but at least we can explain why they happen.
Oh, why he's a drunk hermit because he lost his memory.
There. Yeah. The Force works in mysterious ways.
I just don't know. I still don't. I don't like I hate what they've done to Luke. Luke is not this fucking, I hate the Jedi and I hate you and I'm going to go force kill myself. Like, no, that's not Luke. Like, what? That's not him, and that's just not who he is. Like, he started a whole fucking new Jedi Order. He was inspirational. He was known throughout the galaxy as a war hero. I mean, like, what are we doing? No, I don't like it. And Antonio, the World Between Worlds can't work because it is not time travel, just from what Dave has explained, because there's still so much mystery around the World Between Worlds. But he says it's not time travel. He said you can't go and change something. It's not which I still don't understand completely, the World Between Worlds, because I'm confused. I understand, okay, it's not time travel. How did he pull? Then he pulled Ahsoka out of that moment, though. If he doesn't pull Ahsoka out of that moment, she dies.
So it's pull out of the moment travel, not time travel.
But then she says to him, "I have to. If I don't go back from where you got me, then," or wherever she says to Ezra as they're being chased out of there. And then she goes back, and then we see that whole scene at the end where she's limping into the temple. Vader's limping out of the temple. You see Morai, and I'm just like, what the fuck is the World Between Worlds? Like, what is it? And I still don't know. Dave has talked. He's explained it, but not explained it at the same time. The only thing that he definitively said is it's not time travel.
Mark Hamill was asked now, it should be easier for you to contemplate than it would be for most, because there was already the half measure, apologies, another random Breaking Bad reference, of the de-aged version of Luke in Mandalorian. The reason I did Mandalorian was that Luke had a beginning and an end. That is why the thumbnail of this video is Mark Hamill throws shade. That's the reason I did that. There was a beginning and there was an end. It wasn't the case with the trilogy, though. There was no middle. It was like making a trilogy about James Bond as a young boy who first became aware of the Secret Service and wanted to be part of it. Part 2 was him training to be an agent. Part 3 is earning his license to kill. The end. No From Russia with Love, Dr. No or Goldfinger. You never get to see Luke as a master Jedi at the peak of his powers. He was the most idealistic character in that series. He was someone who would take adversity and double down and come back and counter his setbacks. We didn't see any of that. So when I got the chance, I thought, geez, this is wonderful. I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, boy, do they get Star Wars. They get it. They're speaking the same language that George did in a way that I questioned in the sequels.
Until Kathy walked her ass up in there. Until Kathy walked her ass in there and ruined everything.
Good job, Mark Hamill. Pat on the back, Mark Hamill.
I mean, yeah, he's gone at the sequels before. He's gone at the sequels on panels when they've been at cons, and he's been at panels, and they've asked him questions. He publicly said, "I don't relate with this Luke."
Like it. Yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't relate with this Luke. So yeah, he's gone at them before, and I mean, I agree with him. John and Dave do get it. They get.
Well, what does that mean? What does that insinuate? It insinuates who doesn't get it. That's the shade.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he's told them before they don't get Star Wars. The sequel people. Who the fuck is that? Abrams, Johnson, and Abrams again.
Rian Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that he continues to speak out against Star Wars. Like I said, I'm fine if he doesn't. If Hamill doesn't come back, it doesn't change anything for me. Like I said, that was a long time ago now. He obviously cannot play Luke any longer unless you do something in the older age of Luke. But I agree with the whole new casting for him. But it needs to be somebody that resembles the picture on screen. You need to go for that boyish 80s look.
Okay.
I've never seen that Star Wars sign either, not to cut you off again. I've never seen
me either. Brand new or brand old. Does Mark Hamill... Sorry, let me read the picture. It says Hamill appeared at a fan convention in 1976 to promote the first Star Wars film. And that movie came out in 77 in May. So if he's here in 76, they probably didn't go with this. You know, the font might have even been made by the people at the convention and not the actual movie, right?
I would cherish that sign forever. That's unique.
Yeah. Does Mark Hamill ever get a day without Star Wars? Obviously, this isn't one, but a day where it doesn't come up and you never have to think about it. I can go for long, long periods of time where it never comes up. That's just kind of surprising to me. I believe him, though. But what is a long period of time? Is a week a long period of time? Like, it's really not. But anyway, it's good. It means that the people around him aren't like super fans and always, reminiscing yesteryear. He's been through that, so good. If that's truth, then good.
Yeah, I was about to say it could also be Cap. Like that could also just be Cap.
Yeah, like I'm more than just that. I'm Mark Hamill, right? So no.
Yeah, sure, Luke.
Yeah, sure, Luke.
Luke
Skywalker.
So how do you feel about the shade? Jon Favreau, he's the next George Lucas, all that, and you're like, wow, he's speaking ill of the sequels. Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams. What do you think about that, Marcus? That was shade.
Well, so he can't be shading J.J. Abrams because J.J. Abrams only did A Force Awakens and Luke wasn't in that one. So this has got to be Kathleen and Rian Johnson smoke. But I feel like it's accurate. I feel like it's what we already thought about that group of individuals within Lucasfilm. I think he's saying what we wish we could say and actually be heard. So good on him.
I think it is JJ too, because he says, I wanted to do The Mandalorian because there was a plan. There was a beginning and an ending, and it was thought out.
Well, sure, but that could also apply to Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, who changed JJ's plan mid-trilogy. And by that time, that's when he got introduced to it. I don't think they necessarily had plans. Well, no, JJ had plans. He had plans for Luke that were a lot better than what the hell we got in Return of the Jedi. But again, those plans got scrapped, so that could still be a shot at Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah,
man, imagine if those movies were good. Imagine if the trilogy had the same guy for 3 straight movies directing and writing, and it was
J.J. Abrams,
out.
bro.
Can you just imagine? I know, but it wouldn't have been what we got with Rian Johnson, because Force Awakens problems, but you know what? I liked that time.
Who we heard telling the story about what it was supposed to be, but instead of Rey walking up on Luke and him being drunk and looking at her all crazy when she has his saber or whatever, I guess he was supposed to be sitting there meditating while levitating huge ass rocks or something like that.
You know who changed that? Rian Johnson says that's not what I'm gonna. I'm not doing that in the new movie, so change that around.
Yeah. No, I want him to be drunk and destitute. I want him to be Mo from The Simpsons. I want him to be what?
Yeah, no, they didn't give a damn and just let Luke be whatever the fuck. And as much as 7 obviously was 4, I tolerated 7 like everyone else because it was like, okay, it's fine. I'm fine with this. We were told Star Wars is never coming back, so it's back. I'm fine with this. This was a good ride. Let's see what they've got next.
Yeah.
And boy, did we see what they had next. And I remember leaving 8. Bro, I remember when that little boy force pulled that broom, I said, no. I was like, no, what the fuck? I was like, why does he have the force? Just like,
and he wasn't even a 9.
No, it's because you get the force and you get the force. And hey, you over there at that bar, you want the force? Hey, you got it.
Let's just play around with the force.
Yeah, that's so frustrating. It's been like 7-8 years since that movie, and here we are on a live stream, just still upset at that. Wow, they really crapped the bed.
They did. It was so bad. And then 9 was just trying to erase mistakes from 8 with a lot of fan service and how can we get people to sit down. And you know what? I can't say it didn't work because they got my ass. I'll never forget. I was on my way to a tournament in Colorado and they dropped that final trailer with at the end of it with Palpatine laughing. And I said, oh my God. I was like, oh shit, Palpatine's back. And then as the excitement, my little Star Wars kid heart died down and reality set in, and I was like, why is Palpatine back?
Somehow.
Why is
somehow Palpatine returned?
Yeah, so no, it was just God, it was so bad. It was so bad. So there's nothing I don't think they can do besides retconning those that's going to redeem that shit.
We just need KK out.
We did see the report earlier, though. Me and Chill talked about it this week, where they were talking about they got some mysterious or unusual Marvel or Star Wars films they're cooking up over there, or whatever they said. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, unusual Star Wars films. I don't know what that could be, but y'all got a lot going on. You got Starfighter, unusual Star Wars films. Patty Jenkins is back. You're talking about doing Lindelof's film. You're talking about doing whatever the Jedi before the one that starts
Patty
it all.
Jenkins is back. Okay.
Yeah, they're being ambitious over at Lucasfilm.
Patty Jenkins ain't fucking back.
Hell no, Patty Jenkins isn't back. Not Star Wars related. The streets are saying that Mario trailer is getting released tomorrow, and that it is going to be called Mario Galaxy. Yes,
that's crazy because that's the tab that I had open.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. They're talking about it's going to be called Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy. Super Mario.
Universal has registered the domain name for Super Mario Galaxy movie. A Nintendo Direct is happening tomorrow. We know what that is, right?
No.
I'll explain. They usually, for like 40 minutes, Nintendo will announce, hey, these are the new games. So there's like a 1-minute segment here, 2-minute segment there, and it just tells you about all the third party and the home Nintendo games. These are awesome. They're revealing. They do them maybe 3 times a year. Nintendo Directs this year, though, is a whole hour long. Not 45 minutes like usual. Now, of course, there's a Switch 1 and a Switch 2, so maybe for that reason. But when I see that Universal gets the domain name, registered the name for Super Mario Galaxy movie, then we're probably going to get that announcement as part of the Nintendo Direct, because we got the announcement for the Super Mario Movie 1 during a Direct also. Where's the DC Direct, James Gunn? Do something like this where you can just talk all DC and put it on a YouTube stream and have everyone talking. So this is going to be an eventful 1 hour. It's not just Mario's movie. There's going to be like, who knows what Star Fox is up to, or Kirby, and how is Nintendo Switch 2 going to embrace the Zelda franchise, Pokemon. This is going to be a huge day for Nintendo. Probably the biggest Direct they've had since Switch started.
I agree. It should be a grand unveiling for what the next step in their universe building will be. Do you think that Mario Galaxy ends up being a segue into the Zelda project that they're working on?
How? I don't know.
I mean,
there's a theory saying that it's supposed to, at the end of Sonic, we talked about it. The end of Sonic, I guess. I didn't watch Sonic 3, so I don't know. I guess Amy opened a dimension, and in that dimension is supposed to segue us into Super Mario Bros. I guess Sonic's going to be in Super Mario Bros.
That would be great.
And I guess that's supposed to play out even in a post-credit in Mario Galaxy, I guess. I don't know. But that's just take that with a grain of salt. That's coming from Lizard Warrior, I believe is what the name was. Wizard something.
Take it with a grain of salt. I will.
I would be down, though. A Sonic Super Mario Brothers crossover. Definitely down.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
In other Nintendo rumors, the Zelda movie has been pushed back.
Wow.
Whatever.
They want that, I'm sure, to be perfect. They've been working on this for a long time.
How pushback how far?
I don't know. Oh. They never had a release date, did they? Did they?
We know it's been pushed back.
I don't know if they had a release date, but they did last thing I remember was them saying who was cast.
It would be a Super Smash Brothers movie. Yeah, that's the everyone assembling movie.
Yep.
They also had like another interesting news story, and it was kind of wrong of them because of Pokemon and how you can spawn a character and stuff. Nintendo's patented the ability to summon a character to make them battle for you. This gives Nintendo legal precedence to sue Final Fantasy and countless other games with summon mechanics.
What?
That's not
Nintendo is really evil. Like they are the most greedy in the gaming industry for sure. Where there's other greedy actors, but Nintendo really does take the cake.
Somebody's gonna challenge this, and then the judge is gonna say, "Yeah, of course, this is crazy." And there's probably a precedent of a video game before where you could battle someone to battle.
Probably.
I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I just hate to see it. Nintendo doesn't play fair. And you know what I honestly think about them? I think their ultimate goal is to phase people out of retro console playing.
Yeah.
Right. The idea of not selling physical copies of games anymore, having the ability to brick your devices that you purchase is a bigger thing than I think people realize. I think there is a piece or what they see as an opportunity to pull people off of older consoles who are just content with playing old games on old consoles, because that's how games were made before. You could play them over and over and over again and still have interest in them. And move people out of that and force them onto the iPhone plan. We're going to upgrade this thing every 6 months. Yeah, we're going to get you a new console. We're going to get you up to Switch 16 by 2035. Right?
They did not used to be like this, but now they are.
And that's how I think that they're trying to do. Again, you talking to a guy who still plays his PlayStation 3. And so now if we've moved into this era where that's no longer going to be a thing because the companies now control the piece of equipment that you had to bring into your house to play a video game, we're losing the plot. We are completely losing the plot.
PlayStation 3 is not a bad console, man. I don't have to stretch my imagination to imagine what I'm seeing. I'm good with every single one of those games. You get them on discount too. So, but it's just like that. The laptop manufacturers. Why would I make a durable laptop that can survive and everyone will still use it after 3 years? No, we're gonna make it be able to break down so we can sell you the new one. I hate that Nintendo is making that every cartridge is a key. It's not the actual game.
Yeah,
it is a
it's
key,
a
so you
key.
have permission to download the game off the server. And if you ever have the nerve to modify or cheat during your Nintendo gameplay, they will say that Switch 2 is
dead. They have the ability to brick it. And so what I'm looking at now is
that's not how we use brick, by the way.
It's not how you use brick. What do you mean? Yeah. How you use it? Oh, you mean in Canada? How do you guys use it?
Even on the internet, when someone's bricked up, like,
hey you, relax. I'm talking about bricking a device, as in rendering it inert, like making sure you can't use it.
I've never heard it. I've never heard that one. So,
no, okay.
No,
right,
the more you know. I learned one.
Gotcha. No.
And I know I lost your train of thought. I don't think you're gonna go. It's
okay. I was just gonna say something about physical properties and whatnot and ownership, but I think it connects back to what we were talking about with Amazon, or not Amazon, but the video on demand. So there's a thing going around now where, like, I guess people didn't realize that they didn't actually own the movies digitally when they hit purchase on those video on demand things that are on Prime, or if you have cable, any of those services and stuff like that. Well, first of all, how would you ever claim ownership of it? It's not like you get a download on your smart TV. Secondly, duh. Duh. Yeah, they've been selling purchase when it really is just kind of like limited rental, like, and limited is at their discretion. I think they're getting sued over that. I think Amazon in particular is being sued over that.
We gotta have a new word. There's purchase. That's the one word, but there's got to be a new word. Maybe 4 letters, starts with the R. It's got to be a new word for this. Rent, license. Some other word.
Yeah, licensed, I guess. But then everything is kind of going away from physical ownership. Everything is trying to push us further and further into a digital reality. Our money and jobs, everything is pushing towards a digital imprint. So I don't know how you fight it. I mean, obviously, Nintendo's going to have to start taking some financial losses before they change course. And by the sales of the pre-sales of the Switch 2 and then pre-sales of Mario Kart World, it doesn't seem like they're on the cusp of that anytime soon. So,
absolutely. Super chat.
Make this money, take this money. Ain't no way you can take this money. Ain't funny, take it, honey.
U of M. What does that mean? U of M.
Got clap. Hey, first of all, watch your mouth.
Oh,
clap is strong. And Darius don't even know because he ain't watched the game.
I didn't, but I do know that they lost, and I do know that they were going very crazy downtown.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day. I'm mad you paid $2 to get that up there, though.
He does this. No, this guy here. He'll irk you and he'll pay, and you're like, "What do you?"
Just know we got beef now. Yeah, I'm Two Fly Cam. We got beef. It's on site. So you make sure you speak when you see me. You know what I look like.
They got you got a Sooner in here. Ricardo's a Sooner.
Boo! Tomatoes.
Yeah, you got a Sooner in there. Yeah, they were happy. You can't tell them
Y'all
shit.
Want to know what do you know what the story of Boomer Sooner is? Like, why they say that?
Because they're cheaters.
Yeah, so apparently at the time. I'm guessing around the Homestead Act, when they was just letting random Europeans run around our Midwest and Western states and picking out land from Indians.
Yeah, the land
They
run.
created a game, right? So it was basically they're going to let a shotgun go off, and then family full of settlers can just run out into these stakes. They've staked plots and land that they gave to the Native Americans, but then took it away because we didn't think that they wanted it. Okay, so now we playing games on it. We stick the stake in the land. You pull up a stake, you get a plot of land, right? So now the boomers are the people who waited for the gunshot and ran out and stole their Indian land. But the Sooners are the ones who pulled up weeks, days, the night before, hid out and waited for the shotgun so that they can get the best land. So the Sooners is the cheating MFers, and then the boomers are the ones who are a little bit behind the curve, right? They admired the Sooners so much. That's why they named Oklahoma after them.
That's it.
Everything's racist, y'all. Something is there's a racist thread in just about everything.
That is the story.
How you cheating on stealing somebody else's land?
Oh,
it ain't bad enough you taking some shit that don't belong to you. You gotta cheat. You gotta show up a night before and cheat out everybody else.
There's this whole thing too. When the Dawes Committee came and spoke to the slaves and gave the Native Americans their land and gave the slaves their land, you had the white settlers coming in during the Oklahoma land run that were paying for Native American cards. They're called $5 Indians, paying for Native American cards so that they could say, "Oh no, this land's ours." Like
you're gonna open up a whole nother can of worms on that variant on the $5 Indians thing.
Oh yeah,
trying to stay away from that on this stream.
They definitely was up to no good, stealing from these black folks, especially for the freedmen folks that had like oil on their land. Don't go saying you had oil, because they was running your black ass up out of here and saying, "Oh no, that's our land you found oil on."
I mean, not even that. How many families actually had access to the Homestead Act, could actually go out and claim their free stolen Indian land like all the other their white counterparts in the country?
Yeah, no,
not many.
My only contribution to this is this.
I love Brian. I'm going to Southern Methodist University.
These shits are funny.
My name is Mason Jury. I'm going to OU. Boomer Sooner, baby.
Boomer Sooner, baby.
Wait, this ain't the black dude that be mocking him?
My name is Madison. I'm going to Texas Christian University.
You gotta pull up the dude that mocks them. That shit is hilarious.
Go Tigers. Hey y'all, my name is Maddie Grab, and I'm going to Texas Christian University.
What are these called again?
I'm going to Arizona State University.
Like the school slogan?
What's the name of this? What's this video captioned?
It's called Funny Southern Girls College Decision Day.
Okay.
And I'm going to Whoa Pig. There was that one girl who didn't sound Christian, but she was going to the Christian Academy.
University. Worked up. Hey y'all, Crazy Soul, and I'm going to Texas Tech. Guns up. Hi, my name is Wesley Sick. I'm going to the University of Arkansas. Woo Pig. Hey y'all, my name is Shelly. I'm University of War Eagle.
Woo Pig? That's what Arkansas says?
Yeah, they say Woo Pig.
Hi, my name is Joseph. I'm going to Abilene Christian University. Scratch your cats. Hey y'all, my name is Olivia Davis, and I'm going to Louisiana State University.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Check the private chat.
I like Go Tigers because of how it's spelt.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
You got one more? You got a YouTube short for us? Let's see what we got.
This shit is hilarious. This is what I thought you were pulling up. Oh, why'd they cut his ass off? What's his TikTok? What is his TikTok name?
Oh my god,
shit is funny.
You know what else is endlessly hilarious to me? Now I can't stop laughing at it every time it comes on. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
And right now, that shit.
It'd be so random. Somebody getting their ass beat, somebody getting their car stole. Like just something random. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
I was watching one, the caption, you know how you can pin where you are? I guess they were in Vegas and it started and you can't hear the dialogue between the people. All you hear is nothing beats a
Jet2 holiday.
It was this black man, no shirt with this white man. It looked like they were like in a CVS Walgreens or something like that. And I guess he had the door locked so the black man couldn't get out. I'm telling you, this brother had on some he had to have taken some super soldier serum. He said, pow, knock the glass out the and they were, and the whole time it's nothing beats a Jet2
holiday. I was like, who the fuck is Jet2? And why have I never heard of them?
Why did I look them up? Yeah, I was gonna say, why did I look them up? Because I was like, well, shit, can I take a Jet2 holiday?
Yeah, they say nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. I might have to check that out.
Oh, that shit's funny.
They got deals on flights. They got a $400 flight credit or something if you listen to the whole commercial. Got pretty good pricing on flights there in the UK. Maybe they got some sense.
Man, I was trying to find a longer form video
holiday
of that dude, because he does every time they do this. He does this all. I can't believe he's just not popping up.
Hi, my name is Boomer Center.
Could you see what his TikTok name was on that video?
No, I looked too.
I didn't see it.
Damn, I wish I could find the longer form of that shit because that shit is fun. I was hoping they were going to get to the one where that girl was more soft with it. She was like, I'm from, because he does it. He'd be like, it's just so funny. There's this one that girl said, because, you have the same schools basically all the time. Another girl, when she did Woo Pig, you got to hear him do that Woo Pig. King Cody, I found him. Okay.
Did you talk about the Black Panther comic? The first 10 minutes is the Black Panther comic.
Check the private chat now.
Hello, my name's.
Okay. This is a long video.
No, you don't have to watch this whole thing.
Hi, my name's Justin. I'm trying to shake my ass tonight.
You gotta go back to the where he's doing, go to the where he's doing the college girls.
Man, what?
My name is Madison Blackman. I'm going to Texas Christian University.
My name is Madison Blackman. I'm going to Texas Christian University.
Hi, my name is Kayla Son. I'm going to Texas State University. Eat 'em up, cats.
Hi, my name is Taylor Son. I'm going to Texas State University. Eat 'em up, cats.
It doesn't sound like that.
I'm Baby Mahoney. I'm going to Boise State University. Go Broncos.
I'm Baby Mahoney. I'm going to Boise State University. Go Broncos.
Hi, my name's Riley McCormick, and I'm going to San Diego State. Go Aztecs.
Hi, my name's Riley McCormick. I'm going to San Diego State. Go Aztecs.
My name's Betty McKeown. I'm going to FLC.
My name's Sam Jordan. I'm going to LUSD.
I'm Leah Silva. I'm going to Baylor University.
I'm Leah D. I'm going to Baylor University.
My name's Lily Patterson. Going to Texas A&M. Get married.
My name's Emily Patterson. Going to Texas A&M. Get married.
My name's Kyler Murphy. I'm going to Oklahoma Baby Center.
My name's Kyler Murphy. I'm going to Oklahoma Baby Center.
I'm Laura Brent. I'm going to Southern Methodist University. Go Ponies. Howdy, my name's Sarah Jordan. I'm going to Texas A&M.
Howdy, my name's Sarah Jordan. I'm going to Texas A&M.
Oh God.
My name's Becca, and I'm going to Boston College. Go Eagles.
My
My name's Becca, and I'm going to Boston College. Go Eagles!
Oh, she's going all the way to Boston.
Hi, I'm Lucia F, and I'm going to Ohio State University. Go Buckeyes. My name is Carla, and I'm going to Binghamton. Go Bearcats.
My name's Carla, and I'm going to Binghamton. Go Bearcats.
I'm Malaria.
I'm Malaria.
I'm Malaria.
My name's Kenzel Terry, Naval Academy.
My name's Kenzel Terry, Naval Academy.
Yeah, I've never.
My name's Dean Rios. I'm going to Texas Tech.
My name's Dean Rios. I'm going to Texas Tech.
My name is Sam, and I'm going to Colorado School of Mines.
My name is Sam, and I'm going to Colorado School of Mines.
My name's Avon, and I'm going to Columbia University. Go Lions.
My name's Avon, and you're watching Disney Channel.
That last one was
Why
a
are
banger.
people not going to the movies? Because TikTok does that for free, and there's so many.
That
of
was
them.
a banger. That was absolutely a banger.
That motherfucker's funny.
Woo.
He's funny. I like him.
Who is he? King Cody?
King Cody. Cody with a C. C-O-D-I. Yeah. When I first saw him do that, bro, that shit was so funny.
My
To
favorite
answer
one
your
was the
question
Buckeyes. That was the
more
best one.
thoroughly about why people aren't going to the movies. It's not just the TikTokers, but also find a way to offer people, keep finding innovative ways to offer people values. I think the movie clubs are very good ideas for theaters to pick up on. Weekly concession deals, that kind of stuff. Continue to press value. Even McDonald's and Taco Bell have gotten smart and realized that, hey, maybe we need some value meals back on the menu because it's getting a little sketchy over here in terms of profit.
Stop supporting Burger King. Stop supporting McDonald's.
Oh, is Burger King in it too?
Yeah,
I knew Wendy's and McDonald's.
International.
Damn. Well, I guess just for the association, he's a certain somebody's favorite. So I guess
Nestle is another terrible company that you can live without. Like, they offer you no nutritional value. Nestle can be skipped also. There's a lot on the boycott list. And if you just add a couple more on your shopping as you're going aisle to aisle, you just remember, oh, I don't shop with that brand anymore. I'll just go to the one next to it. Eventually, like, you can flush out all of those nasty companies who don't care about, human lives and stuff.
To add to the motivation and maybe going away, Nestle is being sued for something that I had said was always happening. It was just kind of common sense for me, but people were always convinced that they were just going, breaking up ice glaciers and going to fucking Fiji and shit to get this bottle of water. But apparently, like 70% of the shit they sell is filtered, like tap water, just tap water. And so, like I always say, I was like, because I'm a tap water baby. I drink some tap water. I don't give a shit. But oh no, it's so nasty. It's so nasty. It's like, that's what they do in these factories, right?
Just tap water with microplastics.
Glaciers from Antarctica, melting them down and filling up the bottles. You think that's how that's happening?
Mm-hmm.
That's hose. This is filtered hose. This is unfiltered hose. This is alkaline water hose. Okay,
hey man, I grew up drinking from the water hose. We used to drink from water hose outside.
We used to do all kind of ill-advised shit that they tell us not to do today.
This is just funny.
Generation.
And then that other video is that Jet 2 holiday one, but this is just funny.
A Jet 2 holiday.
They gonna let this nigga just stand here and stare at people. Somebody better give this nigga some money because I ain't got nothing to give him. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, I don't be giving niggas money like that. You feel me? And they should do something about this nigga standing out here looking at inside everybody's car. I gotta die for that nigga. I'm not even finna waste my time and look over there because I don't got no bread for a nigga. That's the crazy.
Everything about that video just threw me off, right? Like the fact that he's so intently staring into the car. I don't know what's going on with Buddy hair. When he starts speaking, I expected to hear a female voice. The whole situation was nuts. Oh,
Do the last one. Do that Jet 2 Holiday one. This is the nigga with the super soldier serum that punched the shit out this glass. This shit right here is so funny.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 Holiday.
Yeah,
Nothing beats Jet 2 Holiday.
Jet 2 Holiday.
£50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Wait a minute, let it play again.
Nothing beats Jet 2 Holiday. And right now, £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Oh, he got some super suits, bro.
That shit with a one-hitter quitter.
Oh. The worker said, okay. So we'll let you out.
I mean, if you was gonna let him out at that point, no, climb. You climb. You're gonna bust out my window.
Now you tried to open the door after he busted the window.
I'm glad I grew up Caribbean. We cook everything. I barely eat out.
So
yeah, I eat out a lot.
Last thing,
beats a Jet 2 Holiday.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why was that playing underneath that video? What was that about?
Has that not been in your algorithm? Like a bunch of videos with that voiceover on them?
Okay, what does it add though? What's the point?
It's funny. It's supposed to be like
while random.
This is going, while this crazy ass chaotic shit is going on, they're talking about Jet 2 Holiday. Like they'll put it over, like, for example, maybe like two people fighting at a restaurant and something like that, and falling all over the tables, and you won't hear that fight, but you'll hear nothing beats a Jet 2
Holiday.
Like just the position of a peaceful and calm and holiday shit, and then just stupid. Yeah, okay.
The chick that did it has gone viral. They actually found TMZ found her on the street last week. Did an interview with her.
Fuck up. The bitch is saying nothing beats a Jet 2 Holiday.
Yeah.
Shut up. Oh. TMZ. Them
apparently, like, she works for the airline and she's gotten stopped, boarding planes and stuff like that. So,
I quit that airline.
Oh yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah. I'm gonna try to maximize on this. I'm gonna be on somebody's shit talking about a Jet 2 Holiday soon.
Yeah, I'm bigger than y'all. That's funny.
Be out here like Hawk-Tua.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is there like a pioneer who's done something? I was thinking of the EA Sports. It's in the game. Hawk-Tua probably is the most successful, like, one soundbite, and I'm gonna make a life out of it.
Yeah.
EA Sports.
I like Hawk-Tua. I think Hawk-Tua is like a fun personality. She didn't really do anything wrong. She was with her friends, and then now she does a podcast.
She stole a bunch of money from people in a one of those scam investment crypto things. She did a rug pull and made millions off of people's investments.
Oh damn!
Is it really stealing if someone's stupid enough to buy a meme coin?
Yes. Still stealing. Stealing from idiots is still stealing.
It is still stealing.
Yeah, they was trying to get some Jet 2 holidays.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
You can get 50% off.
50% off.
And right.
What is he talking about? That's why it's so funny.
That's funny.
2 Captain Americas, count them, 2. That's the big news story coming out from Marvel. What? Why? Who? What? When? Where? And how right were we all when we saw Sam Wilson being Captain America? And we go, well, that's not lasting.
Everyone?
We were very right. Yeah, we were very right. I mean, they've been signaling this since that movie came out, that they were going to lay the performance at Anthony Mackie's feet and let that be the excuse for bringing in Chris Evans, which was always going to happen in the first place. Like, I thought the posture towards Sam being the quote unquote new Captain America was foolhardy in itself, because they never really meant it. There was always going to be a reason to go back to Steve at some point. So, I guess I kind of feel for Anthony Mackie, because I think he took them earnestly, that they were legitimately replacing Chris Evans' version with his. But at the end of the day, I think we all knew that it was never going to be that way permanently, and that the fact that it happened even premature of their original plan, which I think was just to have Sam lead the Avengers into a film like Doomsday until everything around him started failing. That even got cut a little bit short. So it's unfortunate, but I think everybody had that on their bingo card somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, or why they think that, or why they ever thought. Then they never thought that Sam was going to go on and lead the new suck or whatever. Now that might have been what they told Mackie, because he came out saying, "Oh, I expect to be Captain America." What did he say? The next 9 to 10 years? Yeah, that may have been what they told Mackie. But that's not what's happening. I mean, Feige himself already said we're recasting Captain America.
They say, "Hey, go to the
Country
Music Awards, present the Country Music Awards, and tell them that you're Captain America. It'll be great. People, let's warm them up."
Man,
and Anthony Mackie went, and he did the press. And I want someone stick a microphone in his face right today, so we can see what his reaction is to Captain America's coming back.
And not only that, your studio head saying the reason why your movie failed is because the guy they're bringing back wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So I wonder how he felt about those comments.
Mackie.
But Mackie's such a team player.
Yeah.
That it probably didn't bother him. He's probably like, "Oh, I understand.
No,
also.
I get it. I think all things are connected, y'all. I understand why Anthony Mackie's playing is so cool, because he already got his revenge. Y'all know that white woman that he was tonguing down the other day in the streets of New York, or where was he at? Wherever he was at, where he got caught canoodling, putting his tongue behind that woman's tonsils. That was Kevin.
They were in Europe. Kevin Feige's?
That was Kevin Feige's favorite off in Europe. He found Kevin Feige's side chick and took her from him and got purposely snapped by the paparazzi. And the only people that know is him and Kevin. Checkmate.
And now Kevin's like, shit.
That's why I'm knowingly tongue fighting. You see? That's why I was knowingly tongue fighting in front of the paparazzi with this white woman, because it's really Kevin's white woman.
That's funny. Maybe. Yeah, but Anthony knows. He has to know. And I, again, still wonder what he feels about Kevin's comments. So he's not Captain America. He's Captain Falcon for Doomsday and Secret Wars. And he might even, maybe still be there as Captain Falcon after the reboot, but he ain't gonna be holding that shield alone. Somebody else gonna be next to him holding theirs.
And they're saying that just like the comics, they love to say that, even though I disagree with the comics when they do it. But just like the comics, there's gonna be 2 people who are calling themselves Captain America. Yeah. So the next movie will be called Captain America's with an S. That's gonna work just like the comics.
Captain America's.
Yeah, man.
Captain America's fight for the real one.
When I see Steve on screen, I'm gonna say that's Cap. When I see Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson dressed up, I'm gonna say that's Cap. You get it? Yeah. I'm very So I think that the enemy of representation is quantity. And he was much better off being Falcon, staying Falcon, and getting the Falcon brand elevated with this Brave New World movie, no matter what the plot would have been. Just knowing that Falcon is movie worthy would have done wonders for the character, because the Captain America thing didn't matter. Steve is back.
Facts.
Holding his hand. Nothing beats a red, white, and blue Captain America. Right now, you can make 50% more box office by switching to the white guy.
Yeah, I mean, he has to know that they're coming back with that. So
when I see Steve Rogers, I'm saying that's Cap. When I see Sam Wilson, I say that's Cap. Clip me.
Maybe he did believe him. Maybe
I think he honestly believed him.
Yeah, and then after they saw, and they knew Brave New World was going to do what it did, but after they saw what Brave New World did, they were probably like, hey, Anthony, this is uncomfortable, just as uncomfortable for us as it is for you. I know we had that talk a few weeks ago. We know that you already publicly spoke. We told you not to do that, but
we told you not to do that.
but things are moving in a different direction. That's how the Marvel train works over here. You've been here a while. You know how things work.
You still get to be Captain America. You're just as Captain America as see this. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine gatekeeping your position as the head male black actor in the Marvel office. Gatekeeping it. No. There can't be another chat-like figure in the office because then that would diminish my role. He didn't actually say that. That's my summation of his comments. But imagine doing that and then losing your spot just one project later. Just one. That's all it took was for the audience to see you as the leading man one time.
One time.
He made more than Thunderbolts too.
He did make more than Thunderbolts.
Except that director got a sequel, and the director here didn't.
Isn't that something? Julius Ono got ran out the back. We ain't seen or heard from that man since. But man, Jake Shire about to be on the X-Men. Somebody call up Nia DaCosta, because if he's getting X-Men, then I guess y'all got an Alpha Flight project for her, right?
Oh man. But you remember the reports were saying that people that were working on the movie, the VX people were even saying this is going to be shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I think everybody knows who has the X-Men vision over there, and he's not in the house right now.
Man, so, I just rewatched 97.
He's not in the house.
It would behoove them to open the door.
But if he's not in the house, I don't know if I'm coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, it's looking kind of scary over there, though. Like, I guess I kind of get what they're going for when they looked at Thunderbolts and said, okay, this guy can do X-Men. But when you get the audience reception, how do you then look at that and be like, yeah, no, trust this guy. Trust him. Like, that's the only thing we got to go off of in terms of this masked ensemble cast, these big overarching themes. The only go of it is Thunderbolts, and that's the green light for X-Men. That just feels hasty.
Hey, and I'm gonna keep going back to the same thing I keep saying. Everything that you just said, and now you add their casting call and the characters that they're casting for the front running characters, and oof. I don't know.
Are we? The question for me is: are we going to sit around and let them? Are we going to wait for them to fuck up X-Men before it's like completely over? I don't feel like we're going to make it there. I don't feel like we're going to make it to a point where we can fuck up on X-Men. Like if Doomsday and Secret Wars doesn't go off without a hitch, I don't feel like how do we walk in to X-Men with the same exact plan we walked into before pre-Secret Wars if that's not successful? That would be like if Endgame failed and then they went ahead with the same plan that they had pre-Endgame.
It wouldn't be successful if they go with the plan that Feige wants to go with. And I believe Feige, if the reports are true, and I believe they're true, if he did not like X-Men 97 and he doesn't want to go the route that Bo was going as far as like showing the intolerance against the X-Men on top of that, and he wants to go a different route with them.
He doesn't want to be woke.
Okay. Well, again, it's kind of you can't do that without you can't tell that story, that you can't take that part of the X-Men out of the X-Men.
I agree.
I mean, just again rewatching 97, that's some of the best writing in the intolerance to the X-Men is some of the best writing in 97. The conversation Scott has with President Kelly, the conversation that Magneto has with the UN when he takes them above the Earth's atmosphere. the conversation that Val has when she's saying what she's saying about Magneto being right to Sebastian. I mean,
I think what they're going for is a more social outcast group kind of thing, like more of an outsiders kind of angle, more so than racial discrimination. It's more of a comfortable pocket for a white guy to talk about.
What part?
That they're trying to go with a more of a like a misfits or a social outcast setup for the X-Men as opposed to racial discrimination, because it's just a more comfortable pocket for a guy like Jake Shire to write from.
That's crazy. Well, then he doesn't then get out the pocket.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, and get out the pocket, because if that's more comfortable for you, again, I don't think we need to be. I know you all agree. We don't need to be catering to what's comfortable for the director and these things. If you can't do the material justice, if that makes you uncomfortable and you can't write that, then don't take on the X-Men.
Well, it could be him, and it also could be Marvel, right? I don't think Marvel. They literally had a black man being Captain America, and they talked about race for like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, and there was another guy saying it, and it was Isaiah Bradley saying it. We still have not really gotten what Sam feels being a black man, being Captain America. We know what he feels replacing Steve. We know how he feels in terms of not being a super soldier. We still don't know what's in that man's mind in regards to being a black man wearing the stars and stripes. Still haven't addressed it to this day. So I don't think that Marvel necessarily wants to get too far into those conversations, because now we're talking about human nature in their predisposition towards ostracizing, towards otherizing people. It's just it's an uncomfortable conversation. You got to start pointing the finger back at yourself to a certain degree.
They could do the Shi'ar Empire. They could do the anything out in outer space. Have a whole bunch of mutant stories to adapt there. Build to a War of Kings crossover movie.
Are you saying
like War of Kings crossover movie?
Are you saying start with the Shi'ar? Are you saying start with the Shi'ar to avoid the intolerance story on Earth? I mean, I could see them doing that or whatever, but it's just like, what? I don't like that, man. That is some of the best themes with the X-Men. I don't like that.
Also, the idea of a story that
hasn't been done before.
Say it again.
That we wanted to do a story that hasn't been done before. So we're gonna have Gladiator, and we're gonna cast all these mutants, but we're gonna all go to space. And then the Guardians are going to mix up. There's going to be an annihilation wave that's going to tie in with the War of Kings. Jonathan Hickman just wrote Imperial. I'm sure that will cross over also. They can do Vulcan, and Vulcan is just a white guy. He's got no special racial anything. Like, they can do that story. Deadly Genesis. They can start from there, from that 06 period, and just build forward without touching race.
I feel like cosmic mutants are something that's kind of earned through the building blocks of which you get out of them being in the school and them having the yellow and blue teams. Like, it's not
okay. Krakoa.
I don't think you can just jump off into cosmic mutants. It's kind of a leap.
So we go to Giant Size X-Men #1, where they fought versus Krakoa. Nothing having to do with the racial oppression or anything.
Sure.
But can you do that with the lineup that they are wanting to go with?
I can't make miracles now.
We need some X-Men. We need some real X-Men. We need the real ones.
We
need the real ones to make it work.
So here's the Anthony Mackie Jamel Hill interview from 4 years ago, way longer than that. Let's hear what he had to say.
If a green dude can kick ass, so can a black dude, and so can a female.
Because of obviously the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, when we look around the Marvel universe, there's obviously there's Don Cheadle, and there was Chadwick. With Chadwick being gone, does that now put your character as being one of the major ones that's black in this universe? Does that give you any extra sense of responsibility at all?
Of course. I think, I knew Chad for a very long time. We met in 1998, 1999, when he was at Howard. And I knew him for a long time. And I'm proud to say, in his legacy, he left a generational turn of acceptance, of understanding. And I think that's why 2020 was so profound in so many different ways. And I think that's why when you saw most of the protests, a vast majority of those people protesting were white. When you look around the world, a vast majority of those people protesting were white. So the responsibility for me is would just be keeping his legacy and his traditions that we've talked about.
What the fuck did that have to do with the question she asked? That the vast majority of protesters were white. I feel like that's that all lives matter stuff. That's that like, look, I don't want to get too racial with it. It's important to everybody, really, not just the responsibility of being a black actor.
I'll keep that going and keep it alive. Chad was a phenomenal human being, and he was a beautiful brother, and he did everything the right way. And that's something, even down to him passing, nobody knew he was sick. His private life was private, his circle was tight, and everything that people will never know the amount of philanthropic work, the amount of charity work, the amount of support that Chad gave people, because he didn't do it for press. He didn't do it to be acknowledged. He did it because he was a good human being. And, that's something that with the Falcon, I definitely try to lean towards and carry on that part of his legacy.
There has been a lot of conversation about what should happen to his role as Black Panther, what should happen to T'Challa. I know what happens in the comic book, of course, but as somebody who knew him, do you think Chadwick would want his role to be recast?
No, you can't recast it. I mean, he did that role in a way.
Listen to all of that shit. So all of that shit he talk, man, he's such a selfless guy, and he doesn't do it for the attention. He does it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but Anthony Mackie, would Chad want him to be recast?
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Cause see, what that would fuck up is me being the HIC here at at Marvel, and he wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want nobody coming in and overshining. It's my go. It's my turn. He was doing it. Now I'm doing it. He wouldn't want somebody else to do it while I'm doing it. So no, I don't think that's what he wants.
Oh, but there's this clip of his brother, and I ignore that one. That's not important. Chad is a gatekeeper. That's his legacy. That's how he would want it.
Yeah.
You can't recast it. I mean, he did that role in a way it'll never be done again. And I would hate for an actor to have to pick up the baton that he left behind, because
this was the most dishonest shit. It was almost like a poison pill.
Amazing.
It was almost like a poison pill. Go ahead, play the rest of it.
Just looking at the reaction to Black Panther, there's nobody that could bring the grace to that role that he did. So I wouldn't want to see, Anthony Mackie as Black Panther. That would
we wouldn't either.
Well, you already Captain America, so you kind of can't be double duty. You can't get all the checks, Anthony. You can't get all the checks.
I forget how disgusting that was.
It really was. It was nasty. It was a poison pill, right? It signaled to people, fans, people who were just passing by on this subject. Oh no, it's wrong. It would be wrong to try to have somebody else in there, and then to say nobody else can do it. I've heard this man talk about being typecast. I've heard him talk about how limited opportunities are for Black actors, how hard he's fought to not be typecast into certain roles. And here you are, as that same Black actor, closing a door on somebody else's opportunity, trying to protect them from some hate that hasn't come, right? Some mythical hate storm that hasn't hit anybody yet, but you're protecting him from it. Boy, I tell you what, boy, these boys be at the gate They
Watch out
be
now.
at the
That's
gate
Captain
like Jesus
America.
on the other side.
That's when Captain America said that. Got it?
That shit crazy, boy.
He said, I wouldn't want to see somebody else.
Yeah, I would hate for an actor to take that role and to get hated. So now I know who behind the scenes telling all the insiders, no, we would hate that. We can't recast T'Challa. It's not gonna happen. Now we know who in Kevin Feige's ear, like, no, man, don't do that. Yeah. That's not right. That ain't what the Black Panther crew want. That's not what they want to do.
And then with so much emphasis and from his chest, gonna say, nah, he wouldn't want to recast. Nigga, you
like, man, Chad's such a selfless person, so he would want somebody to take over his role, right? Nah, you can't do that.
That's the thing.
And you want to know how I know that? You want to know how I know that? Because what I said earlier, we go way back, like 98.
We go since like 98. I know that man since 98, and he told me when he first got the Black Panther, he said, Anthony, he said, if I'm wrong, don't let nobody else take my role. And I said, you know what, brother, I got you.
You know what? I think I'm remembering that a little wrong. I think he told me that in 98.
It was way back in 98. He said, I saw a vision. I had a vision. I'm gonna be the Black Panther. But if I can't carry it, you make sure nobody else takes it ever, okay?
Ever?
To honor me.
Yeah, bro. So we go way back. That's how I know.
It makes sense when you put it like that.
Yeah, nah, he's that's funny. He said, I wouldn't want to see Anthony Mackie, the Black Panther. Nigga, us either. I wouldn't want to see that either. But what?
And yes, he would portray the character. Whoever the new actor would portray the character different than the way Chadwick did. It would be like he did, because Chadwick Boseman is only Chadwick Boseman. He can only do Chadwick Boseman roles the way Chadwick Boseman would do them. That is not a reason to gatekeep the character. So fucked. And
it's
I'm
kind of
glad.
embarrassing seeing how everybody else in that studio has handled recasting, and then looking at the Black Panther franchise and seeing how tied to the incident they even remain today. It's just like, clearly there's a standard of how this goes, and some of us are just not. They're just kind of not with the program. They just not with the shits, right? Like everybody else, Dave Filoni,
with Balin Skull when
where
he got
else?
Rory McKine. We
Who
got
was
Harrison
over-
Ford.
Harrison
Thunderbolt
Ford,
Ross.
yeah, Julius Ona, like everybody else is like, yeah, you know, it was either funny or tragic, but either way, we built a bridge and we got over that shit and kept working and doing what was best for the production and not necessarily what's best for, our fields. And the Russos was like, nah, you're gonna be Falcon. Yeah.
Could
At least they let him stay in the movie.
Anthony Mackie being T'Challa. Imagine when he's done chasing Bucky and Cap and he takes off the mask and instead
be like, I'm T'Challa, y'all.
Yeah, it's Mackie taking off that mask and Cheeto going, Your Highness. Hell no. Can you imagine Mackie talking to Widow in Michael J?
I don't think I've ever heard Anthony Mackie do an African accent.
No.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
I don't think, and I've said this many times before. I don't think Mackie is like the best of the best or anything like that. But
we don't.
Is this a Mackie roast stream?
I liked Mackie in his Falcon role. He needs to stay there. He also hit me wrong with the whole, don't run up to me if you see me in public. I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm not looking for Mackie, but the don't run up to me when you see me in public. I'm pumping gas and I tell you no, back off. Hey, brother.
He strikes me as one of those people that that happened to him one time, and now that's his
story.
reality. Yeah, that's his story. Man, I'm so tired of these people running up to me. That shit probably happened. Like, hey man, what you was in? She gotta have it. Hey, what's up, man? I loved you in that movie, man. Or not, she gotta have it. She loves me. She hates me. She hates me with Kerry Washington. Spike Lee joint.
I'm pumping gas right now.
That happened to him one time, and now everybody just be in the streets trying to stop him to get an autograph and shit. Like, remember? Hey, yo, Tupac, can I get an autograph?
Yeah. Hurt that little girl's feelings. Told that little girl whatever he told her. Hey, nah. I'm not doing
I wonder when people see him, do they go, "Hey, oh, you play Falcon," or do they go, "You're Captain America"? I wonder.
Or they just keep walking.
They keep walking.
Keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fun stream. A super stream, actually, because we have one more super chat.
Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dough and get money.
Yeah.
Kick him in the face.
$2. Do they find the shooter?
Chop.
Do they find the shooter or nah? First 48 is running out.
Nah, I don't look, man. Hey, listen,
it was
Goodwill
successful.
Hunting, but I don't think Buddy's just gonna pop up. I think he's on a fight or a boat going due east.
Anyone who does turn out to be, oh, we caught him, and they bring him in, that's just a patsy at this point. Unless you found the guy on the roof, unless he was apprehended there on the scene, I think the professional hit was success.
I think the limp was the gun in his leg, Tina. I think that's what it was. That's how he concealed the weapon at first. Because I was looking at that too. I was like, man, this man got away limping like that. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, he probably got it in his pants.
So wait, which limp? Are we talking about the old man?
So no, the old man wasn't wasn't the one. They let him go. They got more video footage of the guy who was on the roof and where he ran. They were able to get some ring camera footage of him running between houses. So he ran out at the last photo that they had of him from the other side of the house. I think in the beginning where they were showing him limping up into his position, I believe, I haven't had it confirmed, but I think he had his gun in his pants.
I don't believe it. All fake news. I sort of agree with you.
I don't believe it either.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm that old man, I'm suing the fuck out of y'all. I came to watch Charlie Kirk.
Darius, he ain't suing shit because he just wants to disappear into the crowd. That man is a member of the club.
Oh yeah,
that man is a member of the club.
Yeah, it's like we were. Yeah, like we were saying earlier. Yeah, it's all. I don't believe any of it either. So we'll see.
Do you believe this? Mackie left his credit card at my bar a few years back filming Endgame. He was such a toolbox.
Oh, I believe it.
Wow. Damn. You heard it here first on Pantheon. Appreciate that. Suplex Dinner Club.
I believe it. I'm telling you, after that little girl got on TikTok and was like, man, I tried to meet Anthony Mackie, and he was like,
It was the mom and her son too said the same thing. Like, this man gonna tell my son he don't do autographs. Like, hey, little baby Cap, if you don't sign my son's t-shirt, stop playing with me.
Man, I'm telling you.
Talking about you don't do. I know you don't. I'm trying to get you one.
Yeah, I know you don't. I'm trying to get you one. That's funny. Yeah, no, Mackie.
Too cool for school.
Couldn't do that with me. I'd be like, brother, what? Falcon? Nigga, I'll singe your wings. Singe.
Now you can confirm it. I don't think I want Anthony Mackie's credit card, on a tweet or a DM. I'm good.
Anthony Mackie's credit card. You don't want his identity? You don't want to be Mackie?
Nah, man. I respect his privacy.
You ain't see Sam. Sam can't even get a loan. What you want his identity for? Man's got failing businesses. His credit probably terrible.
This is the Mackie roast. Who wrote that earlier? You were right.
Anytime you bring Mackie up for me, I'm gonna be
How did he let that go? All right, Sam. So this is what we're gonna do, right? One of the B struggles to, obviously John Walker in the series is going to be your financial status, right? You're going to have a hard time. Black man going to the bank trying to save his family business, hits a stone wall, right? And he just listening to this shit like, what the fuck do this got to do with superheroes? Isn't Baron Zemo in this series? Why am I struggling with debt while I'm wrangling in Baron Zemo? Who else doing that? Who else counting their taxes while they wrangling down supervillains?
Because
Whose
they
idea?
sold it with, and after all that bullshit that you go through, you get to give a 60-second inspirational speech in a very uncomfortable, goofy looking suit where
You got to
get
do
the
better, Senator.
to do better. How does that sound?
Where do I sign?
You got to do better.
How does that sound? Yeah, I love that. I love that. As long T'Challa's not popping up at the doors, right?
No, we're just gonna have a couple Doras show up, not T'Challa.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep that nigga unrecasted. Yeah, I'm down. I'm for it. He would just go on in and do his Mackie shit. Yeah, I'm interested to see how he feels after Endgame and all that. Endgame,
Hey,
Doomsday.
You're wearing a basketball, and I'm wearing a basketball t-shirt too. What are you wearing, Marcus?
A Marvel t-shirt.
Oh, almost 3 for 3. We'll get him next time. Next Pantheon, we should all wear purple.
They did Pete Hegseth had the army all stop and do a prayer for Kirk.
I mean, yeah, pray. It's cool.
It's a
force everybody in the army to pray.
It's a 2-minute and 40-second prayer.
I don't have time. I don't have time for any of this. All right, Pantheonis. It's been real. It's getting late.
Bust down, Pantheonis, bust down. That I'm gonna get a that's gonna be our outro. Bust down,
Bust down, Pantheonis.
You know who had the best remix of that?
Who
had the best remix of Tatiana?
Cardi B.
I vote what?
Meg Thee Stallion.
No.
Glorilla.
No.
Was Iggy Azalea?
No.
I don't know who.
Yeah.
Iggy Azalea. That's crazy.
The Queen.
Yeah, stop playing.
Beyonce did a bust out. Whoa.
Yeah. You know,
wrong queen.
The
Petty
Queen.
queen. The petty queen.
The Queen.
The petty queen.
Onika Mirage. The Barbie. The Harajuku Barbie. Yeah. She did the best remix to Bust Down Tatiana. Yeah. Go listen to that.
Or don't. Or save your eardrums.
Go listen to that remix.
Well, it could be good. She's a top 5 dead or alive rapper. She could probably kill it with the Bust Down Tatiana remix.
She did. All her
top
remixes.
10 dead or alive rapper is aggressive.
Top 10.
But I don't want to start any more debates. It's getting late.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's aggressive. I think it's kind of, it's respectable. It's what she deserves.
Okay, let's get out of here before Darius hands her an Oscar or some shit.
Hey, for some of those acting jobs she does in those music videos, she might.
Okay, hey, listen, it's been real. I thank you all for showing up. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
15. Man,
we're getting closer. Yeah, we're getting more to her range for sure.
Y'all better go.
Cue the Josh.
Wait, I want to actually outro and everything and talk.
Okay.
I wasn't ready to go. Hey, I'm gonna talk about Jonathan Majors and the Tamron Hall show as soon as I hit end record on this. That's the mission. I'm gonna see what the algorithm says because the algorithm has not been kind to me for a year, and we'll see what happens there. We'll see if some of those guys who subscribed to me last year will show back up and see them in the comments. You check that out too. So see you on stream 3:00 tomorrow, Friday. You want to do a stream? You want to invite people? What do you want to do for the morning stream, afternoon stream?
I'm not sure. I have to see. I'm not sure. Before we get out of here, I'm just gonna say this. You should go listen to 5-Star Chick. Just skip to Nikki's part. It's one of her best features.
Yes, let's go back to 2009 to get some good Nikki.
Hey, I've even said old Nikki was the best Nikki. That old Nikki, that good. Oh, you want the old Nikki, the old Nika, the old Nikki, the Nicki Minaj, the Nicki Ninja, the Nicki the Barbie, the Roman Nikki.
I would prefer Nikki stay in the house, but if I had to take a Nikki, I guess it'd be that one.
That rolled right off your tongue too. That was good.
What?
The old Nikki, the Nicki Minaj, the Mirage, or the Roman Reigns.
He's a Harajuku Barbie. He has to. It's in the handbook. He ain't allowed to be in a group if he don't do that.
Hey man, I still love me some Onika. Looking Trinidadian, Japanese and Indian.
Please stop this madness.
Hey, what's what she did with 2 Chainz, and you ain't tell me that.
Let's go. Torian Rain Reloaded did a video talking about Ryan Coogler. Torian Rain did this video here.
Marvel has the perfect excuse to introduce at least a variant of T'Challa. This way, Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa remains honored in the Earth 616, which is the main timeline, while another T'Challa from a different universe eventually takes on the Black Panther in the Prime continuity. For example, similar to how a magical or a spiritual return.
Anyways, he was offering different thoughts of how they could do it, why they should do it. Why is this man on screen? And Torian Rain Reload is a friend, and since he worked hard on that, if you're here, click on the link in the chat to his video there. That is all I wanted to say. Marcus is the if it wasn't for Marcus, we'd be here a lot later. We'd be here freestyle battling and everything. But somebody's got responsibilities in the morning.
Oh no, man! Focus on your biscuit. If I get hit, swing
to the dot now.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
I know.